You're listening to SSG Gaming Podcast. I'm Black Chestnut. With me, I have Ricola.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about the PlayStation Showcase 2023.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Video games.
Yes.
They were there.
Yes, they showed off a lot of commercials for video games.
Yep.
And as you do, you sit there for the whole hour and you watch them all.
How do they get away? How do they keep getting away with this? Just get everyone to come together and watch commercials. How did this begin? It's like
I don't know.
Like a joke.
Yeah, it's a late stage capitalism, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. What were your overall thoughts on it?
By Sony's state of play standards, it was pretty good. But that's by state of play standards, so it was kind of just eh.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came in with zero expectations, so I thought it was fine.
Yeah, pretty much same.
Yeah. I was like, there was at least one game that I was like, okay, yeah, I'll buy that on my PS5, maybe.
I don't even have a PS5, so I'm just here
that's kind of the best way to go, really, because you could look at the PS5 and it has no games. I bought a PS5 for Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'd say I regret it, but I can definitely say that I have not touched it since beating Ratchet and Clank.
I play on my PS4 pretty often, so if I got a PS5, I'd probably just use it for PS4's games, but...
Yeah, I'm not joking when I say I haven't touched my PS5 in over, a year.
Oof.
Well over a year. I have not even turned that thing on.
Yeah, there's no games.
Yeah.
Is it really the only exclusives? I think it's just Demon's Souls or Ratchet & Clank, right?
Yeah, because Returnal got a PC port. I don't think Ragnarok's on PC yet, is it?
I think it's... I'm gonna check. I mean, isn't it on PS4?
Is it? I'm not sure, honestly.
I just want to double check. Yeah, that's on Ragnarok's on PS4, so the PS5 has no games.
Yeah, the PS5 has no games.
Except Spider-Man 2 is gonna be an exclusive for a bit, probably.
Hey, you're jumping ahead. That's the last thing shown off, not the first.
I know. But we already knew that existed. But the first thing they showed off is... Do you want to just get into it?
Yeah, let's just get into it.
Well, the first thing they showed off is an odd one to open with. It's not that exciting. We don't even see any gameplay.
Yeah.
It's...
Judging...
Fair game.
Yeah, judging by the trailer, how it decided to present itself, it seems like a Payday 2 ripoff.
Yeah. Go rob banks.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
It seems like one of those games that has obvious politics in it, but then we'll go out and be like, no. Our game is not political. This is an apolitical game. It seems like one of those types of games.
not as blatant as David Cage one, where it's using direct imagery and then saying the game is apolitical.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of when Ubisoft does that with I remember they said that about The Division, the Tom Clancy game. I'm pretty sure they've said that for almost all of their Tom Clancy games, where it's these games are not political, but they're literally Tom Clancy games. They're literally based off of political thriller books.
Yeah. Tom Clancy just loves the military, and I think his politics on there, though. Yeah. Just as long as it's waking off the military, it's a Tom Clancy game.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how this game comes off to me.
It's like, oh, fuck the rich. That's why this game will cost $70.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It always does feel weird to get anti-capitalist products
like
from
stuff.
big capitalist companies and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, it's weird though, because this isn't like anti-capitalism. This is just pro-robbery.
Robbery. We can all get behind that. We can all be united in robbing people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think this game would be better if it was just, instead of robbing banks and shooting other bank robbers while trying to rob the same bank for some reason.
That's kind of funny. Like,
yeah, it's like, why are all these bank robbers going to the same bank at the same time?
I know.
What? What are the odds that 3 different teams of bank robbers all decide to rob the same bank at the same time?
It was like the weekend or something. They all decided like to do it on a Saturday.
What are the odds?
I don't know. But that one's lame. That's a weird one to open with. It doesn't look like, I mean, we don't get to see gameplay, so I can't say if it looks terrible, but it just kind of looks generic.
Yeah. I think this game would be better if instead of robbing banks, it was just shoplifting simulator. You just went into like Walmart and just shoplifted.
That'd be pretty an easy game, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like like Goat Simulator, but you're just a dude trying to shoplift. It's got like the Octodad physics.
That's kind of what that one. It was like a Christmas shopping simulator like that, I think. It was just stupid physics, but you're Christmas shopping. But
why isn't there a battle royale game set during Black Friday?
Too violent.
It's too violent for a video game?
Yeah. We don't have a rating for that yet.
Okay, but you gotta admit that's a good idea, right? Because we've gotten the IKEA battle royale. We haven't gotten one where it's just set in Walmart during Black Friday.
There's an idea there.
Yeah. 100 people enter the store. Only one will leave with a 50% off flat screen television. I mean, they could just do that as like a reality TV show.
Oh yeah, just make that just be a Mr. Beast like video. Like he's gonna do that. It's the next one. But we've given Fair Game too much.
Yeah.
More than it deserves. Let's move on to our next game.
To be fair, it's really fun to like make fun of.
What?
Fair Game. It's fair game to make fun of Fair Game, okay?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we can move on to the next game. Which is not
Starship Troopers.
It's not Starship Troopers.
It's literally just Starship Troopers. It's just
it's
military.
Definitely not Starship Troopers.
Like it's like nearly lawsuit level.
Yeah. Apparently this so what the game actually is called is like Helldiver.
Yeah, right? Helldivers 2.
2. It's a sequel.
I didn't know
the first one.
Yeah.
I heard one guy on the internet say it was a PS3 game or something.
Okay. Huh. Sure.
Weird that it's getting a sequel now. I mean, like,
why not?
Hey, maybe next PlayStation Showcase we'll get Starhawk 2.
Oh boy! Yeah, I was trying to remember what the heck was that one PS3 series that was kind of cool. like one game.
Yeah.
Starhawk. I was trying to think.
Yeah. Starhawk was pretty cool.
That's what it's a jetpack, right? I think that one had
mech. It had the mech. It was the
mech. Okay.
Yeah. It might have had a jetpack at maybe one level. I don't know.
Okay.
It's been so long since I played that game.
Did we get one character in PlayStation All Stars? That's
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
there we go. That's how you know.
All-Stars.
That's how you know if it was.
Yeah, the main character also had a skin in Little Big Planet.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how you know you made it if you got a Little Big Planet skin.
I know. Everyone's got one.
It was crazy how many licensed things were in Little Big Planet. They had Dark Souls. They had Dark Souls 3. They had Final Fantasy 7.
They had Dark Souls 3?
Yeah.
I mean, everything has a Final Fantasy 7 crossover. That's like...
Yeah.
Square Enix fans throws out like candy.
Yeah. I know, people would use the Tifa one to give their Sackboy tits.
Of course. My god.
Yeah. Yeah. As you can see, there's definitely a lot to talk about Helldiver since we immediately devolved into talking about Little Big Planet and Starhawk.
There's nothing to say. You just shoot bugs.
Yeah, you shoot bugs on Mars. And
sure.
Unfortunately, there's no biker mice to go with your Mars.
That's gonna be a secret. They don't want to spoil that in the first trailer.
Yeah. Helldivers with the biker mice from Mars crossover.
And they're the secret super boss.
Yeah.
Then there's gonna be a Mars Attacks DLC. They got this all blueprinted.
And then they do the actual Starship Troopers crossover event.
Yes. It's gonna be surprisingly a mediocre DLC. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. How much you want to bet the actual game is not going to carry over any of the Starship Troopers style propaganda satire at all into the actual game, and it's just for this trailer?
I think it's just for this trailer because I saw like none of that like in the gameplay aside from like the opening like being silly and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, do you want to move on?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, next thing up is...
how do you pronounce this? Immortals of Avium.
Yes, Immortals of Avium.
Avium, yeah. This is actually kind of like a neat FPS.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I like the sort of fantasy aesthetic on top of an FPS. You know, makes it a bit more standout.
Yeah.
And the gameplay looks snappy.
Yeah,
like,
you're playing as like Ezreal from League of Legends, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
This also looks like the most generic video game fantasy setting possible, though. Like,
I mean,
aside
it's like EA, what do you expect?
I guess.
Mm-hmm. You got like a grapple hook thingy. Lasso enemies to you.
Oh, like,
it looks okay. For a single player FPS, it looks pretty, and at least is not generic military.
Yes. It looks like
that's like really my like thing with like any FPS nowadays is like, okay, if you're not generic military, we're cool.
Pretty much. That's I didn't even notice. There's even like a freaking like League of Legends font for their logo.
It is EA.
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't look too bad. Of all the trailers in the showcase, this was definitely one of the better looking ones, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, that looks like a neat game. Yeah. But I'm not shelling out $60 for that. I'll buy it when it's like a year after, when it's like 25.
Oh yeah, that's how I feel. It's like not like this is not something I'm that interested in. It's just I'd be considering it if it gets like really good reviews. Yeah. Then I'd maybe get it up on sale,
Yeah. But we have another FPS next.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
Ghost Runner 2.
Oh yeah, this one's technically not an FPS. It's a first-person action game.
Yeah.
It's not a shooter.
Yes. I heard Ghost Runner was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Ghost Runner. It's been on my wish list for a while now. I have not played it, but I've seen people play it. I know what it's about and stuff.
It looks really fast-paced and you murder stuff. So
yeah. What it is if you ever played Katana Zero, it's Katana Zero but in 3D.
Okay.
Right. So basically, how the game works is everything dies in one hit, but you also die in one hit. And if you do die, you get sent back to the start of the room, and you have to do the whole room in like one.
Oh no! So it's Cyberpunk Lovely Planet.
yes, it's very similar to that.
But yeah, Ghost Runner always looked, like I've seen it around. But
yeah, I would recommend Katana Zero as well, because I have played Katana Zero and that's great. So yeah, I've been meaning to get around to Ghost Runner because I've heard it's good. So one of these days I'll probably pick up the first game, and I imagine I would enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's just been one of those things where it's like I've been busy playing other stuff. I just haven't gotten to it.
That's every day.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was also one of the cooler things, I'd say. The Ghost Runner 2.
I wasn't like super excited. Like, I can't get excited for a sequel, and I still haven't gotten around to playing the first one.
Yeah. But it's also one of those things where it's like, okay, I know I would like the first one, and I've been meaning to play it since it came out. I just haven't gotten to it yet, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, this is interesting. This looks good. I'll probably play it eventually.
Yeah, I'll probably play the first one eventually as well.
Yeah. Up next is, what is it? Phantom Blade something?
Phantom Blade Zero.
Yes.
Which, putting a 0 at the end of your name is confusing, because I think this is an original IP. Yeah, so why would they put a 0 at the end? Who knows?
Yeah.
But I gotta say, this is like the sickest looking combat I've ever seen in my life. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You're like shing, 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 shing.
Yes. I'm pretty sure this game's being developed by a Chinese team.
Okay.
I want to say. I think. It's definitely set in China.
Okay.
So I imagine it's probably being developed by a Chinese team, because there's been a lot of like big budget,
a lot
Chinese
of bigger budget Chinese games lately. Yeah,
that've been coming out really. That all look like very similar. They're all ancient China fantasy setting with like really flashy action.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, it's already like become kind of a subgenre of it in itself, hasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, this does look really cool, but it's also one of those things where I'm like, okay, this can't be real, right?
The combat's so awesome looking. It's like how much of this is scripted.
It's like it looks too much like a fucking kung fu movie,
Yeah.
It's like,
but yeah, it just looks like watching a movie, which I don't know how much of that's trailer, how much of that is.
Yeah.
I mean,
to be fair, right? Like Sekiro had combat like that, though. Where in a trailer it looks insane, and then in motion it's like, okay, now this is how it works, right? So maybe it's just like very similar combat to Sekiro, where it does look really flashy, and the reason for that is because it's actually that complex.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just the kind of game that's designed around people making combo mads.
Yeah.
Like a Devil May Cry.
Right, so this is either gonna be like the coolest thing ever, or everything in this trailer is fake as
It's fake as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's the coolest thing ever, because holy shit, those sword fights look cool.
That's really what it comes down to. It's like, this is either like one of the coolest fucking games ever, or everything in this trailer is super fake.
Yeah. Looks very pretty.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot of confidence to make a very like muted gray art style like this and have it look nice.
Yeah, I think what helps is that when it does have color, it helps it pop more.
Yeah.
And so you get to highlight the important elements with the color.
Yeah, enemies and such. And blood splashing. It's cool.
Does look cool. Yeah, definitely one of the highlights of the show for me.
Probably, yeah, same.
Definitely interested. Definitely intrigued.
Got mine. See, this is like a thing I almost miss about E3 is that they would have like, half the time have like some demos so we can kind of get a grasp of what this gameplay's like.
Oh yeah, definitely I super agree with that.
Yeah, so
not having, actual journalists on the game floor to demo these and give like show
tell us
videos.
what this actually plays like.
Yeah. Like without like actual gameplay demos to show off, it's hard to get a real feel for what is trailer bullshots.
I mean, you got plenty of that even back if they did have demos, but still.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the bullshit ones from E3, they usually just didn't have a demo.
So hopefully this is legit.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to move on?
Yep. Next we have Journey again.
Yes.
The trailer started and I was like, is that Journey? And
yeah, I immediately was like, oh, this looks like Journey.
It's by the same devs.
Yeah.
It's
another Journey-like game. It's a Strand-like game.
Yeah.
This one looks cool.
I love Journey and Abzu. They're great.
Yeah. I played like one sitting of Journey, never finished it.
Yeah.
But this looks cool because it looks like it has really cool movement.
Yeah. Abzu had neat movement where the entire game was like underwater and you gotta swim and like dive out of the water and that was real fun. But this is like skateboarding.
This is hoverboarding.
Yeah.
On a sword. Right? Hoverboarding is objectively the coolest thing ever in any piece of medium, especially in video games. If you ever played a video game that has a hoverboard in it, you would know that it's the dopest shit alive. There's not a lot of
hoverboard games. We need more.
Right? It's like you got Jak 2 and 3, and then you have those Sonic games that suck ass.
Sonic Riders isn't awful. It's just more of kind of a racing game.
Yeah. It does have a cool opening intro cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was convinced of buying Sonic Riders just because it had hoverboards in it, even though I didn't really like Sonic. And I was very disappointed.
I bought as a kid and was disappointed because it's hard as hell. Yeah. But sort of it looks like a Journey thing. You'll run around, you'll be like, ooh, pretty. And yeah. I'll play it.
This looks cool.
I do actually really like Journey and Abzu. They're the kind of games you kind of just play once and it's like more of an experience than a game, but they're good as that.
Yeah. I don't know. Any game that has like a hoverboard in it's gonna be cool, so this is gonna be good. Right. Like the reason why Sonic Riders was bad was not because it was hoverboards, it's because it was Sonic.
Hey, Sonic's cool. He runs fast. He just doesn't ride hoverboards cool.
What? No, like, I just thought of a joke that I'm just like, oh, I can't actually say that though.
Okay.
It'd be too mean to Sonic to actually say it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to keep that one from me.
Okay.
Let's just move on. I think the trailer looked good for the new Journey game.
Yeah, it's a new Journey game. Next we got Talos Principle 2.
What was Talos Principle 1 again? I forgot.
I actually really love Talos Principle. It's kind of just a Portal like puzzle game. You're a robot. You're in like a Garden of Eden or something, and God's talking to you, but it's also a simulation.
Right.
And also it randomly talks about philosophy while you're playing. It's great.
Right. So it's like The Witness.
It's like The Witness, but with puzzle gameplay that isn't just cereal boxes. It's also by the Serious Sam devs. Because they were like, okay, we've made like the most meat-headed shooter ever. Let's make like a philosophical puzzle game.
Yeah. It's like we gotta show them we got range, you know?
I know. No, I love Talos Principle, but it kind of feels like a lot of it is reusing Serious Sam assets for like its environments. This looks like it actually has some like budget, like in terms of like setting. Like there's some cool looking environments here. Like big statues holding up the levels.
It's got a pyramid just like in Ultra
Egypt.
Kill. I was gonna say Ultra Kill.
It has one like...
Yeah, don't you know Ultra Kill invented pyramids?
I forgot about that, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come on. Ultra Kill also invented The Witness, right? The Witness is just an Ultra Kill ripoff.
With less murder.
Yeah.
So it's not
Talos Principle is just a ripoff of Witness, so yeah.
It's also an Ultra Kill ripoff because he plays a robot.
Yeah, exactly. This has Ultra Kill written all over it. This looks like Ultra Kill.
You should just say that for every game that's first person from now on. And if it's not first person, if it has any sort of action, it looks like Ultra Kill.
Ultra Kill would have change for a 20.
But I'm actually interested in Talos Principle 2. I really like the first game. I don't know how the hell you're going to do a sequel to it.
Simple.
But
it has nothing to do with the first game. It's just more stuff that's similar to the first game.
Sure, why not?
You play as a new robot. V3.
Okay. And blood is fuel and hell is fall?
Yeah, this one's green.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, V1 and V2 being red and blue, you know, that's a reference to Team Fortress 2, the only other FPS besides Ultra Kill.
That's true. Is the only other FPS.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Half-Life 2 mod, so it's practically just Half-Life, so we can lump Half-Life in with TF2, so...
Yeah.
That's every other shooter, so yeah, TF2 is the only other shooter.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, do you want to move on with the Talos Principle 2?
Sure, we got the game that you're never gonna see gameplay of in this trailer.
Yes. Pretty Colors video game.
It's by Grizz devs,
Yeah,
I don't know.
the Grease devs. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Grease.
Is it pronounced Grease?
I think it's pronounced Grease. That's what I've heard it said as in, like, video essays.
Okay.
I'm just gonna assume that they're right.
All I know about Grizz is it looks like you're dancing. That's all I've seen from the gameplay when I've seen that before.
Grease? It's about, the stages of grief.
Okay. In this game's about birds turning to flowers and like a wolf dying.
Well, clearly it's about the stages of grief.
They
They've
don't
already
got a lot
shown off the things dying, so now you have to grieve at the loss of the big wolf elk thing.
Yeah.
It's more of a fox elk.
Yeah. But don't worry, there's another one at the end.
Well, it's a baby. Yes. I mean, no, this looks cool.
I just don't get much out of the trailer.
Like, well, it's a cinematic trailer. The game's very cinematic. It's a very visual oriented,
Yeah.
That's how Greece was. I imagine this is going to be very similar.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's a very simple platformer that's trying to tell less of a narrative and more of just like
vibes,
emotion and vibes through an artistic piece. It's more of an art piece than an actual video game,
Yeah, like Journey, like we were just talking about a minute
ago, which is fine. When done well, they're usually good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, all video games are in some sense an art piece. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You can just do whatever you want, as long as it's not bad. Yeah, just don't be yick, and you're gonna be good.
Is that's the one criteria for video games?
Basically.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah. Yick is really funny because the two biggest problems it has, right, is that the gameplay is bad. The combat stinks, right? And the writing is overdone, right? The writing isn't even as bad as much as it's just overwritten. Like, there's just so many unnecessary prose in that script, right? There'll be like a scene in the elevator where Alex is explaining that the elevator is shaking, right? When you can see on screen that the elevator is shaking. It's like, I don't need you to explain that the elevator is shaking to me through dialogue. I can see it.
Yes.
It's like, this isn't a novel here.
No, not reading a book. Playing video game.
It's like, I could understand writing those down in the notes, while you're writing out the script to help you visualize it. But that you're still supposed to remove it later. Yeah, enough talking about Yick. This looked good.
Never, yeah.
Yeah.
The next game looks even better.
Oh yeah. Cats.
Cat Quest. What's this? Pirates of the Caribbean. This is adorable.
Yeah.
This actually looks really cute. Fun.
It does look cute.
Sort of a top-down Zelda-esque gameplay it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah, but then, I mean, it seems like it switches up the camera angle.
Yeah.
Throughout.
Yeah, neat stuff at that.
Sometimes it's 2D, sometimes it's isometric.
You're actually doing, like, real-time gameplay, like, on, like, an overworld, it looks like, which is kind of neat.
You got a pirate ship and pirate battles. Pirate ship battles always make anything better.
It's true.
That's why Sly 3 is better than Sly 2. It's just because of the pirate ship level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why Kingdom Hearts 2 is so much better than Kingdom Hearts 1, because they had a Pirates of the Caribbean area.
Yep, that's true too. It is substantially better, and the Pirates of the Caribbean level is a big substantial reason for that. It objectively made Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot better. Having that level. True. It's also why, like, KH3 is also one of the only other good ones. Because it also had the Pirates level.
With pirate ship combat, too.
Yep.
So, they got, like, an even... Yeah.
Yeah, Cat Quest looks cute.
Yeah, it looks
pretty
cute.
Fun.
Yeah. Next, we have Splatoon.
Yes. So, Square Enix decided it would be a good idea if they made Splatoon for straight people.
For who?
For straight people.
Straight people, yes.
Yeah.
Imagine the Splatoon, but you can't see what the fuck is going on.
Yes. Exactly what this is.
It's so busy. I can't see.
It's yeah. Instead of
And like,
ink that just lies in the ground, let's do bubble bath bubbles. Yeah.
and like foam that you can like get on top of, and like,
Yeah.
so like map design is like pointless if you can kind of just instantly create like cover and vantage
Yeah.
points.
It even has the specials from Splatoon. They ripped
Yeah.
all of them off. You know, they got like the killer whale, they got the bubbler, they got splashdown, they got ink strike even.
Yeah. It's kind of impressive.
Yeah. It's a big visual mess. Everything looks like cotton candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, at least the music in the trailer is kind of catchy.
The
Reminds me of
music's
Sonic
nice,
R.
yeah. Yeah, I like the music.
See, like these maps look so pretty until the foam. Like
It's
Splatoon, it feels like
yeah.
really satisfying to cover everything with like the ink.
Mhm.
But this, it's like, oh, I feel like I'm ruining this really nice looking map.
It's so odd. Like why bubble bath foam?
Because it's distinct enough from ink to get, and I don't know, and it
It
can
is
show off
yeah,
graphically.
it is crazy to think that we're getting Splatoon ripoffs only 8 years after
Yeah, I know.
released, and by Square Enix nonetheless.
Yeah, Splatoon's pretty big.
I mean, that's true. It is very big,
Yeah,
but yeah,
they were brainstorming for 8 years of what they could do that was legally distinct enough, and they're like, foam. They finally figured it out like a few months ago.
it's crazy, man.
But so I assume you've already pre-ordered this as such a big Splatoon fan.
Nah. It was funny seeing all of Splatoon Twitter though.
Yeah, I don't think I saw one person not clowning on this.
Yeah.
It doesn't even like look awful. It's just like, I'd just rather play Splatoon.
Okay, the CG trailer didn't look too bad, but once the gameplay starts, it looks
It's just
like
too
a hot
busy.
fucking mess. It's very busy. It's visually cluttered. I can't see anything that's going on. It looks like Overwatch, but with even more bullshit on the screen. And that's saying a lot because there's a lot of bullshit on the screen in Overwatch
Yeah.
with its 20 million shields and shit.
Like, Splatoon's a game that feels like there's a lot of like shit flashing on a screen, but it's actually pretty readable, like
It's
always.
yeah, for how
It,
messy
Nintendo's
the
pretty good at
advertising
making it.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very
as
readable.
yeah, it's very readable. Like they
It's
advertise the
rare
game as like a very chaotic shooter, but it's not.
I mean,
You
it
know?
is chaotic, but it's rare that your entire fucking screen will be covered in projectiles.
Yeah. You can see what's going on clearly. It's very clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a game that's advertised about as make a mess, it's actually a very clean game. That's what I've been trying to say.
You know, that's just good. That's just it's very clever game design. You know, it feels like you're making a mess when really you can, you know, never gets fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Such a weirdly paced. I just gotta say, it's like the showcase. It's just so weird, like kind of like haphazardly paced. All these announcements.
Yeah, it's very.
There's no structure to this.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo will be like open, like with like a bang on their directs. Then like, you know, some slow stuff. Then like, oh, something really interesting. And then like slow stuff, and then like one really exciting ending announcement. This is just like they just like, I don't know, threw things at like a dartboard for like the order.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't show almost anything first party. Like almost this entire thing was third party stuff.
Yeah, well, Sony doesn't have first party anymore.
They did get rid of a lot of their studios.
Yeah, they got like Santa Monica, and like Naughty Dog technically, although I don't think they're actually owned by Sony.
Yeah. You know what I'd love to see from Sony?
Huh.
A new Fat Princess game, a new Fat Princess multiplayer game for the PS5. That's the only thing that would get me to buy like PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be too cool though. So Sony's not gonna do it.
No, they're not gonna do it.
And nobody bought Fat Princess Adventures, including you. So
that's true. That's it was
yeah,
a
I know.
dungeon crawler, and I didn't have friends to play it with. You wouldn't come over and play it with me.
Did you buy it even?
No, but I would have. Maybe one day I'll buy it.
They still sell copies. It's probably like $90 now.
I can buy it. No, I can buy it digitally.
Oh yeah,
PS5.
Oh yeah.
Always buy new stuff. I don't even think they ever sold that physically.
They probably didn't. They never even sold the original Fat Princess physically. I mean, that was like PS3.
No,
they did not. Okay,
that was a PS3 shop exclusive.
Okay, I wasn't sure because that was a weird era.
Yeah, that was a digital only game.
Huh.
Yeah. That Princess was so fucking good.
It's a neato game.
That is like unironically the best game on the PS3. The only other one that I'd rank even close is like Little Big Planet 2.
They're both pretty cool.
Yeah. Anywho, that's what I wanted from this direct that it did not give me. But next game looks a lot better than Bootleg Splatoon, and that's Puppy Squire, or whatever it's called.
Lucky Squire. We've seen this before. It looks awesome.
Yes. We saw this last time at like last year at what was it?
Not long.
It has been. This is the E3 season now.
Wow.
Right? This is Sony's E3 Direct.
Yeah. I mean, by their E3 standards, this is spectacular. Presentation.
Yeah, compared to like, yeah, they showed off a lot of games and there wasn't a lot of bullshit filler. So I can't complain about the presentation too much. It wasn't that bad. But we last saw this at the Devolver Digital Direct last year. Or at least we first saw it then. I don't know if they showed off any more since then, but new trailer for it. It still looks good.
Yep.
I'm definitely very interested in this one. I think it looks cool. I think the gimmick of it being both a 3D action adventure and a top-down action adventure is very cool.
Yeah. And it's just cute.
Yeah. I think very original. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this genre mashup before.
Yeah. I've seen like kind of like the mixed media like flip like in between those kind of things, but like the sort of like way it's doing like the two specific genres it's smashing together is a really neat combination.
Yeah. Yeah. Being both 2D action adventure and 3D action adventure, it looks really cool.
Yeah. Got my eye on it for when I ever.
It's supposed to come out this year.
Okay. Yeah, we still don't have a release date.
I do wonder, like, what the indie darling this year is going to be. Because there's a lot of competition, really. Because they always have like the one indie game that they nominate for Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, if Silksong doesn't come out, it might go to Pizza Tower. Because I will honestly be shocked if Pizza Tower doesn't get at least nominated for Best Indie.
It's gonna get snubbed.
I think it's probably gonna win Best Debut Indie, but it's not gonna win Best Indie. And a lot of that comes down to if Silksong releases this year or not.
Okay. Yeah, Silksong. Who knows?
If Silksong releases this year, then it's winning Best Indie.
That could be centuries away.
I mean, no, they did actually announce that it's like, hey, we're delaying it, but they didn't say till when. They just said, yeah, it was supposed to come out this month, but it's not.
Okay. See you in 10 years.
Yeah.
I just like I don't even like think about Silk Song anymore because it's like everyone seems so miserable waiting for info on that. I just
I
block it
don't
out.
know. It's like there's so much other shit to play in the meantime. How can you
Oh yeah,
even care?
yeah,
It's like y'all here waiting for new games to come out. You haven't even gone back and played the classics yet, right?
yeah.
It's like how are you sitting here waiting for Silksong, not playing anything when you haven't even played Ocarina of Time yet? What the fuck are you doing?
That's such a... Who the fuck hasn't played Ocarina of Time?
There are people out there who haven't played Ocarina of Time, and this is the problem with society.
Oh my god. It's like required. They should like make you play that before you're allowed to like talk about video games.
I know. I know. It's ridiculous. They need to broaden like media literacy classes in fucking school and shit.
Include Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, you have to play Ocarina of Time and write a fucking essay on it. Enough of this book report shit. Give me a video game report.
Ocarina of Time took me like 500 years to beat, though, so that'd be pretty miserable in a school year.
Stop reading Catcher in the Rye. Play Ocarina of Time instead.
Yes.
Objectively speaking, Ocarina of Time is substantially better piece of art than Catcher in the Rye.
on certain metrics, sure. Why not? Why not? Ocarina of Time's great.
I'm right.
You just have a personal vendetta against Catcher in the Rye.
Not really. I just don't like it. There's nothing personal about it. I just didn't like it.
Okay.
Some people have a personal vendetta against Catcher in the Rye, but that's valid.
Yeah, like the Beatles fans, that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk about Teardown?
This is the game that with the banana in it that Germa found. That's all I know about it. And you blow shit up.
Yeah. The first time I saw Teardown, it was a tweet that Notch made.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like, this game is neat. When it was still in like beta or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Teardown's already out on PC. This is just announcing a PS5 port. You know,
yeah.
It's like, it's a pretty cool game. You have to steal a thing with 100% destructible environments, and you get a bunch of explosives. You try to blow up a pathway to steal the thing and then escape.
Yep. It's neat
before time runs out. It's a cool game. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of voxel graphics, but you know,
I think
it's fine.
For this game, it's almost a mechanical thing, like rendering physics like this would be a fucking nightmare otherwise.
Oh yeah. Like it's definitely one of those cases where it's like it needs to be voxels.
Yeah.
I just find voxel graphics ugly.
I can like voxels, it's just half of them feel like they're just knocking off Minecraft.
Yeah, but like Minecraft looks good because everything is a pure block, you know?
Yeah, Minecraft has
not a million tiny blocks.
Yeah.
Congealed together to try and make shapes that aren't blocks.
I know, it looks weird.
Okay. But yeah. But you know, Teardown, you know, it gets a pass because the art style is mechanical in the same way that Minecraft's art style is mechanical.
Yeah. And at least they had some fancy lighting and particle effects everywhere.
Yeah. Really, it's not a judgment of Teardown at all. I just want to shit on voxels any chance I
get. Okay, but voxels in 2.5D games look sick. Like, you ever play like a build engine game like Duke Nukem where there's some voxels? That looks great.
See, I don't like that there either.
Really?
Yeah. Just do real low poly. To me, I just don't like voxels because it's just like this is just ugly Lope Ollie. I'd rather it look like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion on voxels. I just don't like the art style. Yeah, whatever. Teardown's a cool game. It's getting a PS5 port.
Yep.
Next up is Metal Gear Solid Green Triangle Snake Eater.
Oh boy. See, this remake can be shit, and I don't even care because they just announced we're getting modern ports of the original anyway, so.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, sure, remake it. Go ahead. This could be great, this could be terrible, whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling too. I'm like, I'm gonna buy those ports, provided they're not dog shit.
I assume they're just gonna be direct ports of like the Legacy Collection, like that was on the Xbox 360 and PS3.
Yeah,
which are totally fine ports. All they did was like remove the skateboarding minigame and Ape Escape minigame.
Yeah, you never know. You never know with ports. They always finding a new way to fuck like the easiest shit up.
Yeah. This is a surprising announcement, though. MGS3 getting a full-on remake.
Yeah, this was definitely the most surprising thing here. It was the only thing I had an actual reaction to. Because that was the only part of this that I uploaded the reaction to.
Was the rest of it just stone-faced?
Unironically, yes. I barely made any noise throughout the entirety of this thing. I laughed at the Soap Foamers, the Foam Stars game. I was like, this is just fucking Splatoon.
Yeah.
I was laughing at it. Although at the start of the trailer, because I didn't upload the full trailer reaction.
Yeah.
I only uploaded the part where it got Snake. Well,
yeah.
Snake, Big Boss, Naked Snake.
Yeah.
But at the start of the trailer with the ants, I said, ants. Ant-Man, ants.
Those are some good-looking ant models, by the way.
Yeah.
I hope the game is that that's how you make a Snake Eater remake. Make it simulated down to the ants. It's like that's what makes Snake Eater so great. Is just like how alive the jungle is. Like you can find a scorpion, throw it at a guy, and then like he'll freak out and like run into an alligator and get eaten.
Yep.
Like that's what Snake Eater is all about. So render that down to the ant for the jungle. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I want to pick up ants.
Yeah.
Shoot him out of a blow dart at a guy's like eyeball.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just speaking of just the trailer alone, right? I thought this trailer was really great because I had no idea it was MGS3.
Yeah.
Until Naked Snake crawled out of the bushes.
I didn't get to see it blind. I'm wondering if I could have guessed. But I'll never know. I
had no idea, right, that it was MGS3. I was just like, oh, this is going to be like some weird nature game,
It's going to be like the evolution game where you play as the monkeys.
Yeah, I assumed it was going to be something like that.
Yeah,
that's like
snake
one of those.
Crawling out of the poop.
I arrived at the poop factory. Metal Gear is so good. I can't wait to play those ports. I hope
I can't wait. Oh,
I hope they didn't make the ports at the poop factory.
I hope you're gonna get to see Johnny shitting himself in HD in 4K probably. Why was that the running gag character in every Metal Gear Solid game? He's in every single one.
Johnny shits his pants. Otacon pisses his pants. Snake wears a diaper. I guess. Raiden managed to avoid drowning.
In Snake Eater, you meet Johnny's grandfather. He's a random guard, and he shits himself. I think. Runs in the family.
Yeah, everyone in their family is a career bottom.
Oh my god. Will this remake include Vulcan grabbing Snake by the balls when he's disguised as Raiden and then realize that he's an imposter because his balls aren't correct?
Yes.
Will they include that in a remake?
Yes. Why? You know what was up with that? Why did they have fake Raiden?
Because everyone hated Raiden, and Kojima's like, okay, I'm gonna make him like
they literally pulled like a Roxas and like Ventus shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, why is there two completely different characters with the identical character designs?
Shitting on Raiden. And for the gag in in Subsistence or whatever, where there's a cutscene where Raiden travels back in time to Snake Eater to kill Big Boss to make himself the protagonist of the series. And it's just some funny cutscenes for that, where he accidentally teleports into like Vulcan's room and then gets fucked by Vulcan. That's it. That was the scene. I don't know what Kojima.
Good.
Kojima had a vision for Snake Eater, and it was beautiful.
I love that like Raiden is now everyone's favorite MGS protagonist.
He's cool. Yeah, he was always.
I love how it's like he's everyone's favorite. I love that MGS2 was just, you know, the total flip, you know, in public perception. That it went from like everyone's least favorite Metal Gear game to everyone's favorite.
Nobody was ready for it.
Yeah.
You needed a few years for it to realize that everything it was saying was true.
Yeah, it's very similar to what's the game? What is it? Death Stranding. All I could think of was Strand type game and Die Hard Man.
Hard.
Yeah, like if you played Death Stranding the year it came out, it won't make any sense to you. If you played it a year after it came out, everything will make perfect sense to you.
Mailmen really were holding society together for a while there.
Yeah. Like, it is actually scary just how accurate it was at depicting the future. The very near future, too. It's like,
accidentally.
Insane.
Kojima is just trying to make some fun sci-fi stuff, and he's like, fuck, no, prophecy.
Yeah.
But, you know, I like how it's not Metal Gear Solid 3, just so they can get into most amount of people. Like, just don't put a number there so people will buy it, even if they don't know it's the third one in the series.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's not really the third one in the series. If it was an accurate title based chronologically, it would be Metal Gear Solid 0.
Yeah.
You know, because it takes place before the events of 1.
Yeah. It's a thematic sequence.
Yeah, just talk about the ports collection. I'm pretty sure I saw this on Twitter that the first 2 Metal Gear games are also included.
Yeah, because they were included. They were included already in the Subsistence version of 3.
Yep.
If you beat 3, you just unlock them like as extras in the game, and they were in the HD collection as well, included in there. So I assume. Yeah. I've also seen people like worried that on the Konami website it says that changes are made to 3 because of copyright. That's 99.9% just they had to remove some stock footage.
Yeah.
I'm not worried at all really about that.
Yeah.
I don't care about some military stock footage being slightly different. I don't care. Because apparently...
go ahead. Go on.
I was just saying that apparently the HD collection was like delisted last year because of those same copyright issues with the stock footage. So yeah, I think it's just that.
You're probably right about that.
I don't care. Like the only other thing that would be a copyright issue is like the credits music, which I don't see them losing that.
Yeah. It's also worth noting that this is just volume 1, which implies that there's going to be multiple volumes.
Volume 2, I'm hoping that has MGS4, like that. It's not
I would
stuck
imagine
in a
that's the number that comes after 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they still do Peace Walker and Portable Ops.
Yeah.
Because Peace Walker came with the last HD collection.
Yeah. I would imagine it would have like 4 Peace Walker portable ops, maybe even Ground Zero and 5.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, they're old enough now. You could just bundle those or something, right?
I mean, it could be 3 volumes with Ground Zero and 5 being its own bundle.
Yeah, standalone game that they just so they can charge more for it because
they probably like market it with the same Master Collection, just have it be Volume 3, but it just only has 2 games on it. But the argument being that 5's so a lot bigger and newer and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. I think 5 is still like $40 on like digitally or something. So yeah, probably makes sense.
Yeah.
And
maybe they'll include Revengeance just for fun.
that hasn't had like a port in like since it came out. Isn't that like 10 years old now?
Yeah.
So that'd be nice.
You can still get it on PC. So
of course, but spiff it up a bit.
Which does cause the question is, are these like gonna just be straight ports, or are they remastering them at all? Because it's not a remastered collection, right? It's just a master collection.
I assume it's gonna be the HD ones where it was on Xbox 360 and PS3, where they just they upscaled with a little bit of textures, but it's 99% the same game, just a remaster. And they were good remasters. They got the control scheme working on something that wasn't a PS2 controller. So they're impressive for that.
Yeah. Because those actually made use of the pressure-sensitive buttons on the PS2.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I'm so excited for this, is because each of these games has at least something in them that makes them a pain in the ass to emulate for some reason.
Yeah, 2 and 3, I have to use the pressure-sensitive buttons, and 1 is PS1 emulation.
Yeah.
Which is actually finally nice now. DuckStation's good.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I mean, PS2 emulation is also like a pain in the ass a lot of the times.
PCSX2 is a good emulation.
It depends on the games, though.
Oh yeah.
It's more of some games just can't emulate well.
Yeah, like I've tried playing Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank just does not emulate well. You have to have an insanely high-end computer in order for the emulation to work on that. Mostly because in order to get Ratchet and Clank 1 to run, they used a lot of back-end technology on the PS2, stuff very exclusive to the hardware. They were basically, overloading the PS2 and shit,
Yeah.
In order to get that game to work.
Like
it's a real technical marvel, that game.
Yeah, it's like PS3 where they use a bunch of like weird tech tricks for every single fucking game, and that's why they're all unportable.
Yeah. Ratchet did the same thing. That's why that game looks as good as it does and runs at 60 FPS.
Yeah, that game looks fucking spectacular for PS2.
Yeah.
Especially, for 60 FPS, jeez.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's a technical marvel.
Mm-hmm.
It's aged so well. Right?
I also give Konami the benefit of the doubt for these collections because they've been pretty good for their like collections lately. Like the Castlevania and Contra collections are great. Mm-hmm. Seriously, they even like to have like the extra touch for Castlevania collections of including the Japanese versions.
Yep. The Castlevania collections have been really good.
Yeah.
So hopefully these are also good.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. And that's another thing I really wanted to see from this that I did not get, which is Ratchet ports for the PS5.
Yeah, because what can you even play the PS5? Just the PS4 one?
I think you can play the PS3 ports of Ratchet on their live stream service thing.
Yeah, it's not PlayStation Now anymore. It's not live streaming. Now it's like more of a Game Pass thing where you download them to their console, actually. It's weird.
But not the PS3 ones. Those ones you stream.
Oh, yeah, the PS3 ones you stream. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they can't figure out PS3 emulation.
Yeah, to be fair, that's hard.
Yeah.
They made a stupid supercomputer, okay? The military plugged 1,000 PS3s in together to make a super duper computer. I'm pretty sure it's the PS3.
Okay, because I thought it was PS2s because those were like really cheap. so they can get a shit ton of them.
Well, see, the story I heard was it was PS3s because their technology was so advanced.
I do know that PS2s were sanctioned for going to the Middle East because they were afraid that it was a very cheap, capable computer, and they did not want terrorists getting a hold of it.
Right.
The PS2.
They might play Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh, they'll learn new tricks.
Yeah. And then they might try to attack that one building, whatever. In Boston. Where does the...
It's New York. But they can't really like say it out loud. Originally they were gonna like blow up the Statue of Liberty, but then like 9/11 happened like a few months before
happened, yeah.
Like 2 months before the game came out.
Yeah. I know. They also had to remove the Twin Towers from the skyline. The background of it.
They should have been proactive like Deus Ex. They did it earlier.
Yeah. Where was the ending? I thought it was at Boston. Because it was like the founding fathers' place or whatever, or like the place where Washington gave that one speech after he left for presidency or whatever. I don't know.
I gotta go check now.
Yeah.
I haven't played MGS2 in years. Oh, it's Manhattan. It crashes in Manhattan. It's some building. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Whatever's.
I guess how 3's final boss takes place in a flower field. That's way cooler.
Yeah.
I just remembered the final boss of MGS2. His dual katanas that are named Democrat and Republican.
That's what they're named. He's literally the president of the United States.
The best game ever made. It's awesome.
I can't wait to play MGS2, where I get to avoid drowning.
Yeah. Just made me think of Raiden's voice, and I started laughing. Avoid drowning, Colonel. Fucking love Raiden. He's great.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Next, you want to move on to our next game?
Yes.
Next, we have The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
No, this was the Avatar ripoff.
Towers of
the Wild.
Aghasba. This looks kind of neat, but also like it's very inspired by Breath of the Wild feeling. Like got the gliding, the movement.
Is it just the gliding? Because I think it's just the gliding.
Yeah,
Nothing
but
else is Breath of the Wild to me. I'm pretty sure it's just the gliding.
Just the movement, just in general, looks really like feeling. I don't know.
I think the movement like just looks, generic, normal walking around.
I don't know. It's hard to put into words, but I feel it. But it still looks kind of neat. Like open world games at that scale, with like kind of a nice, pretty art direction, is appreciable. Yeah. And it looks like you get to build shit too, like civil
building stuff. I think that's the main point of the game.
Or whatever you're building, I don't know.
Yeah, it is interesting to think about the influence Breath of the Wild has had, though.
Yeah,
because like every fucking game has like a paraglider now.
It felt really weird playing those first few hours of Tears of the Kingdom without the paraglider. Like it feels so natural at point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I like Breath of the Wild a lot. I don't think it had a lot of big innovations aside from climbing and the paraglider. Like, because I think at its core, its gameplay was kind of just...
Well, yeah, those were the big innovations.
Yeah. And it's not the big innovation of just being polished as fuck. Like...
Yeah. Well, like, the core of Breath of the Wild and why it works so well is its world design and traversing that world, right?
Yeah.
Because the paraglider and, like, the climbing and the shield surfing, right? Those things make traversing the world a lot of fun. The world becomes fun to explore and traverse because there's cool things to find. You know, you can find NPCs who will give you cool side quests. You can find shrines who will lead to a mini dungeon with a cool puzzle box. You know, which are fun. You know, the shrines are fun to do. They're just inherently fun to do. So yeah, that's why it works so well. But we do see a lot of, like, you know, Breath of the Wild, you know, inspired games like Mortals Phoenix Rising, like Genshin Impact, this game to an extent, you know, because it's got the paraglider too. Even Horizon Zero Dawn ripped off the paraglider.
Did they take it for their sequel?
Yep. Yep, the sequel has a paraglider.
Fine.
The only game that didn't really take that traversal stuff that much was like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Didn't really
I had a...
But Elden Ring had the innovation of having your horse be on call and having good controls on the horse.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. After playing Elden Ring, going back to, like, Tears of the Kingdom with its horse controls from Breath of the Wild, and it's like, the horse is so sluggish.
To be fair, it's supposed to actually... it feels like an actual, like, horse. It's like when people complain about...
I hate it.
Horse controls in Shadow of the Colossus, and it's like, Shadow of the Colossus horse is great. It feels like a horse. Like, it's like...
No,
actually,
that's
like...
the problem. I don't want it to feel like a horse. I want it to feel like a vehicle.
Yeah.
I want my horse to be magic. I want him to magically teleport under my ass. I want him to have a double jump and have infinite sprinting and stamina.
See, that's why Tears of the Kingdom is great. You could just make a car.
Yeah, but the car has batteries.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have a hover bike, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Tears of the Kingdom is so fucking good, by the way.
Oh, it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to talk about it more when we've played a bit more of it. Because I'm still pretty early on.
I've beaten 2 dungeons, so I'm like...
2 dungeons? I haven't even fucking done any yet. I've just been fucking around.
I've just been playing a lot. I've also just been fucking around.
I mean, I've been playing a good amount too, but I don't know. I guess I kind of just avoided the dungeons because I got to the Zora region and then I did the shrine at the place and then I didn't talk to anyone and I left. I'm like,
off.
I was like, okay, I reached Zora's domain. I don't want to do it right now.
Help! We're covered in poop. Save us.
I'm like, because the game tells you to do the Rudo place first.
Yeah, I'd sort of suggest that, but
like,
you don't have to. I did Zora first.
Okay. I was like, I want to do Rudo first, and then I don't know. I've been exploring the world. I've been trying to get the towers. I've been focusing on covering the map more than doing the dungeons. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You want to do some shrines, have some health for dungeons.
No, so I want to do some shrines. I want to get some health upgrades. I want to grab some armor. You know, before I tackle any dungeons. So, but yeah, I haven't even experienced any of the dungeons yet.
Yeah, so, they're good. They're better than Divine Beasts. They feel like actual Zelda dungeons.
That's good. I haven't done them yet, so I'm excited. Yeah. None of that has anything to do with the game that we're supposed to be talking about.
I don't know. Well, yeah, because we got from fantasy game to that. Let's probably do another fantasy game.
Yeah.
What's next?
Final Fantasy 16.
It's Final Fantasy 16. We've seen it like a ton at this point.
Yeah, I've talked about it a lot. It looks fine. It looks better
than 15. They confirmed it's going to have enemy step from DMC5 though, so we know the combat's going to be fucking sick.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be a cool action game with RPG elements.
Yeah.
uh,
This trailer is fucking noise to me, though.
yes.
So many like, summons and lights and like, what's happening?
I do wonder how long it's gonna actually be lengthwise, because you think, oh, RPGs, they're supposed to be long, but then you think, okay, action games
are shorter, yeah.
tend to be shorter, and so sometimes and especially like very action-centric action RPGs like this, think Kingdom Hearts, that's like, what, 40 hours about?
Kingdom Hearts is pretty long, not super long.
Yeah, it's like 40 to 60 hours, I want to say.
If you take your time. You could probably beat Kingdom Hearts 2 in like 20 to 30 if you just kind of
That's definitely true if you know what you're doing and you just go for it.
If you
definitely be
if you just kind of go for like just objectives and just kind of ignore side stuff.
Especially the shitty side stuff that's not fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16, it's Final Fantasy 16. Like, my opinions on this is very, very simple. This is a very high budget Final Fantasy spin-off game that's being marketed as a mainline entry. That's my opinions on it. I feel the same way about it as any other Final Fantasy spin-off game. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't see this as any different than like Tactics or Crystal Chronicles,
Yeah.
It's not really a true mainline Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy's mainline has been like a fucking random ass.
Well, I mean, it's just been a dead franchise. It's been dead for 20 years.
I don't think there's been a consistent identity to that, but Final Fantasy.
No, 10 is still mainline. So is 10 too. 13's also mainline. It's just not very good. It has a very consistent identity. It's a JRPG. Like, people are just like, oh, Final Fantasy's always different. No, it's fucking not. 4 through 9 are literally identical to each other. The only difference between them is the leveling system is slightly different. It's like, the way you unlock abilities is slightly different.
Wildly different. Like, at 7 where they just drop the pretense of being
setting doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hey, setting doesn't matter. And 6 was also, like, sci-fi technology shit.
Yeah, 6 was weird. 6 was kind of a weird in-between.
Yeah. So, incorporating some sci-fi elements, right? Like, 7 and 6's settings are really not different, right? 7 is just a little bit more on the sci-fi angle than 6 was. But not even by that much. You leave Midgar and it goes back to being, a fantasy world.
Mm.
Just one, post-industrial revolution. I'm just saying, it's like, Final Fantasy did have a very consistent identity through the first, 10 games, and then they started doing weird shit.
Yeah.
And they're, not even, like, bad games. It's just not true mainline entries,
Yeah.
It's like, in order to be a true mainline entry in a series, you do, in fact, have to be in the same genre. If you switch genres, you're no longer in the same fucking series. Right? The Mario franchise has, like, 3 different mainline series,
Yeah.
Basically. It's like 2D Mario is not the same as 3D Mario, and that's not the same as Mario Kart. That's not the same as Mario Party. Right? They're all part of the Mario franchise, but they're not part of the same series.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy
New
Tactics.
Super Mario Bros. Part of the same series as NES games.
Yeah. Final Fantasy Tactics is part of the Final Fantasy franchise. It is not part of the mainline Final Fantasy series.
Yeah.
There's 2 different things. It is what it is. And arguably, each individual entry in Final Fantasy is its own series. Considering there's, like, 7 different Final Fantasy 7s. You know?
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's not actually a big deal. I'm just saying. It's like it's just not really what I want out of a new mainline entry Final Fantasy game. Personally, if you're excited for it, that's fine. I don't care. Just don't be like, it's totally the same thing. It's not fucking the same thing, you dumbass. It's totally fucking different. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just don't tell me I'm crazy for not being interested in this. Like, come on. My favorite Final Fantasy is 3. Get on my level.
Whoa. That's a whole other, that's a level people are not willing to get to.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we'll just play other...
Final Fantasy fans aren't willing to get to that one.
Yeah. It's like, oh, just play other JRPGs like Bravely Default. I already fucking did. I gave them all 10 out of 10s. They were my favorite JRPGs ever. I already played all the other ones. That's not the point. It's like, the point is I'd like to have a game like that with the same budget, or at least something similar to something like this, you know?
Yeah.
So I can get a game that has cutscenes in it that don't look like Gmod animations.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm asking for that much.
Yeah. Go hop on Dragon Quest, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Dragon Quest is good.
Yeah.
You know?
If only they had a good soundtrack.
Their soundtrack's fine. It's just not as good as Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Too many freaking trumpets. It's like Dragon Quest theme, it's like it feels so cool. Like when you hear it, it's like, dude, it's like, oh, that's awesome. But then you like try to play a full game of that and it's like it gets tiring.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
And you know, I'm saying this. I might get Final Fantasy 16.
It looks like a fucking sick as hell action
and,
RPG.
And just enjoy it for what it is, you know, still.
Yeah.
But it's just not really what I want out of a new mainline entry for Final Fantasy. Especially since, you know, not counting the MMOs, because they're also their own thing.
Yeah.
Right, 15 was really disappointing. You know, me, along with everyone else in the world, had such high hopes for 15, only to be let down. You know,
see, I didn't have high hopes for 15. I just bought 15 when I got a PS4 just because I needed games for my PS4 when I bought one. And I bought that like right when it was coming out. And I was like, oh, this is a cool game.
You gotta understand that was in development for 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Once the game's in development for that long, I feel like people just need to give up. Like, Duke Nukem Forever, like, after that game, like, people need to realize it's any game that's in development for that long, it's just, it can't come out of the oven good.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be overcooked.
You know, at least I can say with confidence, like, 16 looks at least good for what it is.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I rather, like, preface this. Like, I'm a bit disappointed in 16 in the sense that it's not really what I want. That doesn't mean I think it looks bad for what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
That's about what I have to say on 16. We can move on.
We got next is Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
This one's actually a horror game, unlike Alan Wake, which is a game where you run around and shoot flashlights at people.
Oh, man. So, Alan Wake 2 is going to be a game where you run around and shoot flashlights at people.
Yes, but also, it's scary looking.
Okay. Right.
I like Alan Wake 1, but it's...
So you have a gun that shoots flashlights?
Yes, that is Alan Wake 1.
Yeah.
I'm not even, like, exaggerating there.
So that's like that gun in Enter the Gungeon that shoots other guns.
This looks really inspired by Resident Evil 2, Alan Wake 2. It looks... Which is a good thing, because Resident Evil 2 remake's kind of perfect, and is probably the blueprint more survival horror games should take. But I have one big complaint about this game.
What's that?
That Alan Wake looks exactly like Jared Leto for some reason.
Jared Leto?
He looks just like freaking Jared Leto.
Alan Wake is the writer guy, right? This guy looks like fucking John Wick.
Yeah, he does look like Keanu, I guess, but nah, he's gonna be Jared Leto. Like, I don't know.
Jared Leto, really?
Yes, yeah, because saying he looks like Keanu Reeves would be a compliment.
He does.
Nah.
I'm looking at a picture of him right now. How the fuck does he look like Leto?
He looks just like Leto, like more, but he had his Morbius haircut. But also, why does he fucking look like this? Alan Wake looks like just a dude in the other game. This does not look like Alan Wake to me.
What do you mean his Morbius haircut?
He had his Morbius haircut when he was Morbius.
That's not Jared Leto.
It's Morbin time. Morbius. That was Leto. Leto played Morbius.
No.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that was the Doctor Who played Morbius. Fucking what's his name? With the
Morbius 2022 film starring Jared Leto.
Movie? Are you sure?
Yes, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now.
Oh, it was Jared Leto. Oh no, Matt Smith was in the movie, but he was playing a different Morb.
Oh, he's the guy who dances around where it plays the song Half Stuff.
I thought that was Morbius. I thought Matt Smith was Morbius. You're telling me that Jared Leto was Morbius the whole time?
Yes!
What the fuck? I'm morbing out right now.
Morb attack.
I thought Matt Smith was Morbius. And you kept saying Jared Leto. You said Jared Leto, not Jared Leto.
Leto. What were you thinking of, Jay Leno?
Yeah.
But I want Alan Wake to look like Jay Leno. That would be a much better game.
I thought you were just fucking up saying Jay Leno. I'm so confused.
My God. How did this happen? Alan Wake
Why
2.
didn't you just say you looked like John Wick?
Because he looks like the guy from Morbius.
But they look the same. They have the same haircut. And the same beard.
I'll give the mic first. Okay. I still need to go beat Alan Wake. I gave up halfway through because you shoot a lot of shadows. I was enjoying myself, I just never got back to it. Disappointing, this game's gonna be digital only, by the way. That sucks. Yes, I'll get it over that. You need a minute. Do you want to move on to a ass creed?
Sure.
I thought this was a remake of Assassin's Creed 1 at first, but it's not, apparently.
Is this a new game, or is this a remake?
Yeah, it's a new game.
This is a new game, okay.
It takes place in Baghdad, which is slightly different than Assassin's Creed 1, which takes place in, like, I don't know, near, like, where modern, like, Palestine and Jerusalem are.
Right, this is Middle Eastern.
Yeah, which so was Assassin's Creed 1, but it's a different country.
Right. So, kind of going back to its roots, with something much closer to the iconic Assassins, much closer to
Yeah, because
Ezio's original
lately they
outfit.
don't even feel like Assassin's Creed games. They've been like Greece
Viking
and
shit.
like they're like more just
Yeah.
generic game, and now
Yeah.
you're not even like an assassin anymore.
Yeah. As someone who is an Assassin's Creed fan, I can at least appreciate that it looks so much closer to the series' origins, and it's
Yes,
going, back to basics. Just because the last
I've read that
couple.
it's also going to actually have stealth.
Oh, thank God.
That's yeah, I know.
Yeah, just because
The
the
original
last couple have just been clusterfuck
action
messes
RPG
of
things.
trying to be every genre under the fucking sun.
Because I think at its core, Assassin's Creed has a really cool concept as like an open world stealth game. Like
Yeah.
the first two games we're going for, like you're like, oh, you gotta like blend in like crowds, you gotta like pay prostitutes to stand next to you, so you look like you're like a group. There's like so many cool stuff you can do with like an open world stealth game that they kind of forgot about when it became just RPG action schlock.
Yeah. And it's not like I don't enjoy other games like that are similar to Assassin's Creed, because I like Sly Cooper, which is, similar in a lot of ways.
Jump around and sneak around. Sneak
obviously,
them up.
that's much more platforming focused, but it still has, the sort of, at least open zone, open world itself is much smaller. You can actually get around the whole thing easily, which is nice. And, like Infamous, similar climbing mechanics and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Similar open world design.
The issue with Assassin's Creed is it's just such a bloated franchise. Like I don't ever want to like. Maybe I'll play like one in like the Ezio games someday, but like I don't want to like ever like get into like the more modern ones. There's just so many of them.
And a lot I do feel for Assassin's Creed fans in a lot of sense, especially the ones who don't love the newer games and feel that they are too bloated, because I know there are about who like the original titles, the first 3 games, and like Black Flag. Maybe not the third one. Like, was the third one the American one, or was that?
Yeah, third one's American Revolution.
Right, and nobody likes that one.
There's nothing to climb on.
Yeah, but I know people like the first 2 a lot, and I know people like Black Flag a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's pirates and it has pirate ship battles, and everyone loves pirate ship battles.
We proved this earlier,
Just what we talked earlier about the cat game with the pirates. Pirates make everything fucking cool. You can't fuck up pirates. So this one seems much more back to basics, but hopefully it delivers on that.
Yeah.
Because they took a fairly decent break compared to what they usually do, where they pump them out. It's been a while since they launched the Viking one. That was like, what, at least 2 to 3 years ago at this point?
Yeah.
Maybe even longer.
I don't even remember. That feels like it came out so long ago. I don't think it was that long ago.
But it really wasn't that long ago. It was just that, like, COVID,
Yeah. 2020. Assassin's Creed Valhalla was 2020, so
yeah. So it's been 3 years. So that's a good amount of time.
Yeah, that's
better than 1 year.
Yeah, they used to do it yearly for a while there. I think, what was it? I think Unity was when they hit their breaking point. Like, oh shit! Like these are getting bad.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest problem with Assassin's Creed overall is that it's made by Ubisoft.
Oh yeah.
When you have similar style games made by people who aren't Ubisoft, I tend to like them. Because a lot of Sucker Punch games, with the Infamous series and Ghost of Tsushima, very similar style. But Sucker Punch is I have not touched. I have Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't gotten around to it yet, just because there's always been some other bigger, more important open world game that I needed to play. Right before it was Elden Ring, and then it's like, okay, I just got done with Elden Ring. I don't feel like playing another open world game. And then Tears of the Kingdom came out, and now I'm playing that.
Yeah,
By the
so we'll
time
be
I'm done
like
with that, I won't be in the mood to play another open world game.
yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
it's one of those things. But yeah, I do own Ghost of Tsushima. I will get around to it eventually.
Mhm.
But it's like I like the Infamous games, So it's like when it's made by a really good studio like Sucker Punch, who
Yeah.
only makes great games. Yeah, I'm down for it. But it's like the problem is mostly just Ubisoft, really. And Ubisoft isn't even like the worst devs ever, right? They're not as bad as like EA and Activision. Like,
They have the issue where they've become, I think, in terms of employees, they're the largest game company in the world, and now they can't ship games anymore. They
yeah,
just can't develop because they're so fucking huge.
yeah. And that's not me trying to like excuse any of the bullshit Ubisoft has pulled throughout the years, because they fucking have pulled a lot of
Oh,
bullshit. It's like they're really not any better than EA or Activision. I just say that the products they produce on average are less shit.
yeah. Ubisoft just puts out too much of the same stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I like their games. I like the Far Cry series and stuff. It's just they make too many of them.
yeah, like their stuff isn't that bad, right? And it's
Yeah,
usually pretty decent. It's just they make a lot of it, and it's a lot
yeah,
of stuff that you don't want to play over and over and over.
yeah. They keep making a lot of the similar franchises too. Like
Yeah, all of their
they got
shit is the exact
formula.
same. It's very formulaic. It's like if you played one, you played fucking all of them.
Yeah, just give someone else Splinter Cell and Rayman, please.
Oh
I want
god.
new entries in those.
It sucks so much because they won't make a new Splinter Cell game because they can't fucking monetize the multiplayer. And it sucks because Splinter Cell multiplayer is fucking awesome.
Yeah. They got stealth to work in a multiplayer game. How'd they do
It's
that?
so fucking awesome. Splinter Cell has like some of the coolest fucking asymmetric multiplayer of fucking
Yeah.
ever. It's so dope. And it just sucks because we haven't gotten a game since Blacklist, and that was in like fucking 2013.
Yeah, ugh. I think there was a DLC for another Ubisoft game where you got to play as Splinter Cell guy.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing. It's like, okay, they don't want to release a single player entry for Splinter Cell, because they don't want to do it just single player, and
Yeah.
and they can't make it open world because it's a stealth game, and they already have an open world stealth game in Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed.
Yeah.
So they don't want to do that. They don't think a standalone mission based stealth game will sell. Um, you know.
Yeah.
And then they won't even do like a multiplayer only game because they can't monetize it, because there's no way to sell skins for a game where the whole point is to make yourself as least visible as possible. You can't show off your skins when the whole point is to hide in the shadow. And that
Dead by
immediately
Daylight
becomes either
Survivor
pay to win
skins
or pay
sell
to
a lot.
lose.
Like,
But that's not really a stealth game. That's more of like tag.
it is, but you don't want to glow in that game. But people still buy neon shit.
Well, sure, but it's different. That's more of a game of tag than an actual stealth game,
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the whole point of Splinter Cell, right, is, especially if you're playing on the spy team in the multiplayer, right?
Yeah, where you die in like 1 second, don't you? Like, if you get spotted.
You get killed very fast. The whole point, it's a stealth game, right? Everyone is like on one team. It's like 4 spies and then 4 mercs. The mercs are hunting down the spies. The whole point of playing a spy is to hide and not be seen. So everybody, if you could change your skin, it would either be an instant pay to win experience or a pay to lose experience. There's no other way about it. And so they can't sell cosmetics in that, and that's the only way that you can monetize, a multiplayer game like that. And if you don't have cosmetics to sell, then there's no way to monetize it, and they're not going to make it.
Yep.
So it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks because that's an actual unique gameplay experience that was never replicated really anywhere else.
Yeah. Like, MGS5 tried having multiplayer, but it kind of just boils down more to just shoot each other.
Yeah.
Because the maps just aren't.
But that's why, like the closest thing to Splinter Cell multiplayer is playing Spy in TF2, you know?
Yeah, where it's you're being the sneaky bastard.
Where all the other mercenaries trying to hunt you down and kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking about this for a while, but for anyone who doesn't know about anything about the Splinter Cell multiplayer, right? How it worked is there was a team of like 3 or 4 spies, and then there was a team of mercenaries who were hunting down the spies. The spies had to hack these terminals located throughout the map, right? If they could hack all 3 terminals, they would win the game. If the mercenaries were able to hunt them down and kill the spies before like time runs out, they'd win. And there was like, there's a couple different variations of the game mode. I'm pretty sure. I want to say there was like, a more CS:GO one where you had 1 life, and there was a more time-based one where you'd respawn, but it'd get unhacked. It was cool. Point being, it was really cool. It was very unique, asymmetrical multiplayer, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, just something you can't really play anymore because I can't imagine that there's still a player base playing, a 10-year-old game.
You gotta go on the Splinter Cell forums and like ask the people of 20,000 hours of experience if they want to play the game, and then just get stomped.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is.
I was playing Team Fortress Classic recently, and that surprisingly has like 2 servers that have people playing, which is always shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like the only way to play Splinter Cell multiplayer now is to do something like that, Because I'm pretty sure there is a small Reddit community you can find,
Yeah. They probably only want to play like the original Splinter Cells multiplayer.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're playing like Splinter Cell 2. They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's totally fair. To just pick the best one, If you're all playing legacy titles anyway, just play the one you like the most.
Yeah.
Which is totally fair. Yeah, that's what I wanted from this presentation that I did not get. I wanted a cool new Splinter Cell game with the multiplayer. Did not get that. But hey, at least we got Metal Gear, eh?
Yeah, the other stealth series.
Yeah. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Mirage. I'm not interested in it because I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan, but it's cool to see that they're taking it back to the roots at least a little bit.
Yeah. Just 2 fucking ninjas already, like, jeez.
They're saving that for when they really run out of ideas.
Okay.
Yeah. We can move on, though. Next up is definitely not Night in the Woods.
Oh, yeah, I accidentally skipped ahead of the trailer. But, yeah. This time, May is an actual cat.
Yeah. I've never played Night in the Woods, but this is made by the same people, right? Or assume so.
Yeah.
Dev
team, yeah. I checked the announcement, like official like Twitter announcement. I think it takes place in like 1919 or something.
Right.
And I don't know. There's stuff going on. I assume it's something similar to Night in the Woods.
I would assume
you jump around and things happen. There's probably some,
Seems to be a lot of witchcraft and skeletoning going on.
Yes. Eerie.
Yes.
Got a cozy autumn feel, like Night in the Woods as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not much to say.
No, not too much to say. It's another Night in the Woods game, more or less.
Sure. Why not? I still gotta beat the first one.
Next up is Grand Blue Fantasy, yes?
Yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. It looks like Grand Blue Fantasy Action RPG.
Yep.
Okay. I ain't playing a gacha game to get attached to the world, so I ain't playing this.
Yeah.
Although maybe I'll play a fighting game sometime. I've heard that's good.
Yeah, I've never touched Grand Blue Fantasy, so I don't have much to say on it. All I
Yeah.
know is that it is a franchise that exists.
Yeah. Pretty much. Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, since I don't have anything to say on Grand Blue Fantasy, honestly, it looks fine. I don't have any thoughts on it. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, same.
Street Fighter 6 had a new trailer, but didn't really.
Yeah, open beta
anything
was like 2
new.
days ago. It ended like 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we already know a lot about this game. I think it looks
Fuck,
better than 5.
I gotta buy Street Fighter 6. I want to play it.
Yeah.
I missed the beta because I was busy playing Zelda.
Yeah. I'm not a big fighting game guy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I just don't play any fighting games, so I don't have anything to say on it. But it does look better than 6. Well, not 5, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. The art in 6 is just fucking spectacular. Like, actual matches just look so, like, fluid. It's like I'm watching, like, an animated movie. Like, just watching matches.
Yeah. The single-player content looks pretty cool. Actually,
you can make a goofy
single-player content, you know?
Yeah, unlike 5.
Yeah, the fact that it has, like, an open world that you can run around and then just challenge randos on the streets and then beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, finally, it's a street fighting.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. That's some actual innovation type shit in the genre that the fucking genre's been needing.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. You know.
Yeah.
Like, deeper single-player content, I feel like, is a lot of what fighting games have been missing for a lot of years. Because,
yeah.
Like, the thing that drives money into fighting games primarily is the casual player base who buys it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Plays it for a few weeks, for about maybe a month at most, and then just goes on to play other stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's like they'll play a little bit, they'll play through the campaigns, they'll play a little bit with their friends. They don't bother to learn the game.
They'll come back maybe when there's a DLC.
You know, maybe they'll come back when there's a DLC for a character they like.
Yeah.
And that's about it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like that's the biggest audience in terms of fighting games, you know?
Yeah.
And so giving them more single player content to play with, you know, is really good. It's gonna
and it's not kind of like impenetrable. Like, this is like just a fun single player thing. It's not like Unist or Guilty Gear, which have like full on like huge campaigns that like are terrifying to get into, like for like a casual player. Like, I'm not touching that shit with a 10-foot pole. Like, but this is just like, oh, run around and punch people, sure.
Yeah. So yeah, Street Fighter 6 looks cool. We can move
on. To Ultros. This looks pretty.
Yes, this looks like a Metroidvania.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I don't even know if it is, but it probably is.
Very bright, colorful, almost garish.
Yeah. It's got an aesthetic it's going for.
Yeah, it's definitely intentional.
Yeah.
Definitely has a unique art style. It reminds me of like music videos. Like one band, like the weird rock band. What am I fucking thinking of? I'm trying to remember their name. I can't remember their name.
Oh well.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it looks cool.
It
looks pretty good, honestly. Metroidvanias, like indie Metroidvanias, are a dime a dozen, but they're also usually on average very good.
It's like a feast. Like, it's like a buffet where everything is delicious. Like, oh, that looks great, but you know, I still already have this plate of like 50 other Metroidvanias.
Yeah, kind of. With the Metroidvanias specifically, it's like there's a lot of indie ones. For good reason, right? It's very easy to well, not very easy, but it's easy enough to stand out in the genre despite it being so I have so many like indie entries because you can do so much different stuff with it. It's very malleable.
Same thing with like, I guess it's less common now, but roguelikes were kind of that for with indies for a while.
Yeah, there's a lot of different takes you can do on a roguelike,
Yeah. And yeah, it feels pretty fresh even every time, even if it kind of has a lot of these same central pillars.
Yeah. And like it just seems to be that like Metroidvanias are, on average harder to fuck up than a lot of other genres,
Yeah, just make the relatively interesting to explore and you're pretty much there.
Right?
You don't even need to make combat that interesting.
Yeah, because it's doing like 15 different things and they're all blending together very nicely, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a cake that has a lot of different ingredients that makes a very unique flavor.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't have to focus too much on any individual ingredient, because together they're really good.
Yeah.
As where if you say just making a more standard like Mario style platformer, you have to make sure that the platforming is amazing.
Yeah, you need to have really tight level design.
Thing there. You have to make sure you have really good level design and platforming because that's the only thing you got.
The dirty secret with Metroidvanias is you can have pretty fucking bad level design, actually. Like, Castlevania is, like, 30, like, almost mostly just hallways. And I love it. But, like,
yeah,
the Metroidvania, Castlevania entries, they're kind of can get lazy with their level design, but it's fine just because it's fun to explore and kind of, uncover more.
A lot of times with Metroidvanias, it's better to not over-design your levels because it's so backtrack-centric in design. Not only will you get lost, but if you have to backtrack through certain areas a lot, because that's how the genre is designed, is with backtracking in mind, if you put a really annoying platforming challenge in a hallway you're supposed to fucking backtrack through, that's fucking annoying. People don't want to do the same platforming challenge over and over again. They just want a hallway they can dash through,
Yeah.
In that situation.
Yeah, it's about flow.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Especially with, because Metroidvanias are very fun in the sense that it's just, exploring is fun, finding new stuff is fun, it's finding new power-ups that let you explore more is fun, getting new power-ups is fun,
yeah, it's like a cycle of
whacking, just killing weak enemies along the way is fun,
yeah.
Like I said, it's a cake that with all the ingredients works really well together,
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got a pretty distinct style.
Yeah. The art is very cool. Distinct.
Yeah. Next, we have a gacha game that they're trying to trick us into thinking is a real video game.
Yeah.
Tower of Fantasy. This is a mobile game.
It's a mobile gacha game?
It's, in your vein of, Genshin and stuff. That they also released on consoles to trick you into thinking it's a real video game.
Right, like Genshin.
Yeah.
That looks like a real enough video game to me.
Yeah.
I'm not getting it.
I'm not either. I'm not gonna ever play Genshin, and this just looks like Genshin. Come on.
I mean, didn't the Genshin guys just make the new Tokyo Railstar or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, they did. They just released a new entry. New game.
That's space trains, right?
Something like that. I don't know. It kind of all blurs together.
I mean, they had high fantasy with Genshin. Now they're doing sci-fi, and to make it more interesting, they're adding trains on top of that to get all the
trains are pretty cool.
Trains are very cool. Like pirate ships, trains amplify your game by 25%.
That's why Spirit Tracks is so much better in Phantom Hourglass, because it had
It's
trains.
objectively true, right?
Yeah.
Trains are even more powerful than pirate ships.
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass prove this.
Yeah, they're a great test case.
Yep. Right? Basically the same game. One is pirates, one is trains. Trains beats it out. That's how we know that trains are objectively better than pirates.
Yeah. I think that's true for society as well.
Right. I mean, like with ships, you got the pirates and they steal the cargo ships, right? With trains, you got the bandits. But the bandits don't have trains to counter their trains, like how pirates have the ships to counter the regular ships, right? They got horses.
Yeah, they ride up and they jump onto trains, and the Lone Ranger, they gotta fight them. It's awesome.
Yeah. Right? So the train is more important. It's a singular set piece, you know? In the pirate universe, everybody's got a fucking boat.
I know, it's like cars.
But with the trains, there's only one train.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, it's like this is the you know with you got the Pixar's cars, you got the Disney's planes, you got DreamWorks trains.
They should have made a bootleg Cars as soon as it came out, like with Ants and Bugs Life.
Yeah. Ants and Bugs Life are so crazy, man.
What's the story with that? It's just Cats. Is it like Katzenberg left or whatever? And it's
he
just
left and stole the ideas on the way out. Like he literally like took pictures and stole the plot synopsis. Wow. Straight up. Yep. It's very interesting because Bugs Life is 7 Samurai.
Yes.
And
put it that way.
And Ants is a cautionary tale about communism.
Yeah. I've never seen Ants, actually.
Ants is communism bad. The movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
DreamWorks.
But it's not in like a capitalism good sort of way. It's more of in just in a communism bad sort of way. Kind of like how Ratchet and Clank is just capitalism bad, but not in a communist good sort of way. It's just a capitalist bad sort of way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like RoboCop.
Yeah.
That's capitalism bad, but everything else is also kind of shitty.
But not in a capitalism good, communism good sort of way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can in fact shit on the Nazis without praising the Soviet Union. The enlightened centrist take. Ultimate horseshoe theory.
Oh my god.
The Grillers. That's their political party, the Grillers.
Oh yeah, okay.
Centrist.
Yeah. Just want to be grilling.
Let's
move on to Dragon's Dogma Dose.
Yeah, Dragon's Dogma.
Dragon's Dogma is a game where you move very slowly and attack very slowly and big ass magic.
Have you played Dragon's Dogma?
A little bit of one.
Okay.
Played it for a few hours.
Yeah, I've never played Dragon's Dogma. I've just heard a bunch of people hype it up as the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Yeah. People really fucking love this game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't play enough of it to really get into the gameplay loop. It's an RPG. They got slow starts.
It looks like, it looks like high fantasy, kind of Elder Scrolls-y style. Sort of, just generic high fantasy. It's got the cat boys, but the Western style cat boys, not the Eastern style cat boys.
Okay. Yeah, it's got Todd Howard style cat boys.
Yeah. It's got the cat boys you find, in Skyrim, and not the ones you find at the anime convention in the men's room.
You probably find the Skyrim ones there as well.
No, those are at the furry convention.
Okay. Is there a guy out there that goes to cons and, in character is, a Khajiit from Skyrim and, sells weed? That sounds like a great character. I
would be shocked if there isn't a guy like that.
like Kajita's wares if you have coin, and just sells you weed. That'd be amazing.
The problem is, right, like the fursuits are all giant.
Yeah.
Khajiit are like, normal proportions.
Yeah, they're kind of slender, yeah.
They're not cartoon proportions. So you'd have to do like body paint with like fake fur.
hot glue.
Yeah. Like how when pop stars or whatever go to those fucking galas where they just have a suit of rhinestones glued onto them. Like how Little Nas X was the gala.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? It was like a stand.
It did look like a stand. I think the year before that he went as fucking Asgore.
Oh yeah.
He was actually cosplaying was a Fate character. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he was fucking Gilgamesh.
Yeah, he was Gilgamesh.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, the problem with going to an anime convention is trying to find the right cosplay. You don't want to be something too popular because then you have the problem with that one South Park Halloween episode where everyone dressed as Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be like that where everyone's
too obscure,
same.
though.
But you don't want to be too obscure because then nobody knows who you are.
Yeah, no one wants to take pictures with you.
Yeah, you gotta find the right middle ground. Of course, the right middle ground is cosplaying as a World Ends With You character.
Yeah, probably. Everyone knows World Ends With You, but not everyone knows World Ends With You.
Yes, that's the correct approach.
But Dragon's Dogma, I know it has like sick as hell combat. Like the magic is just like absurd.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it's a goated it's a goated action RPG that has fucking crazy magic that you can
I see people like summoning tornadoes from the sky and like fucking shredding ogres. Like it's like what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I know the first game opens with you getting like your heart ripped out by a dragon and he eats it, and you gotta get your heart back, and that's the plot. It's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, this looks sick as fuck. See, yeah, it shows in the trailer the dragon eating the heart. So I guess this game's gonna open up the same way as well.
It's just gonna be the same game.
Yeah.
Just they put a 2 on it.
Yeah. I mean, this looks fucking cool. I know everybody says Dragon Ball 1 is good. I haven't played it, but I've been interested in it. Just one of those. I didn't play it at launch when it came out, so I'll get around to it eventually. And eventually is ideally sometime before I die. If I don't get to that, then hopefully, if there is an afterlife, I'll be able to play it there. Yeah.
Nah, you're gonna get stuck with Ubisoft games in the afterlife.
No, I'm gonna get sent to hell, and I'll only be able to play Ubisoft games. Now, hell isn't actually that bad. It's just like it's only got like 5 out of 10 video games.
No, it's worse. It's like 7 out of 10 because 5 out of 10s could be funny.
Yeah, Dragon Ball was cool announcement.
Yep.
Very nice. Let's see here. After that, it was FNAF.
They need a game to come out for the to tie in with the movie, I assume.
Yeah.
This is Help Wanted. Help Wanted just the VR one that's like 90% just mini games.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's mostly just kind of smaller recreations of the main games.
Right.
I mean, what are you gonna do with a sequel to that? Like,
more.
Okay. Late 2023. So yeah, they just needed a game of time with the movie, I think.
Yeah, which we haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah, it looks
I don't.
good.
Yeah, it looks okay.
Aside from the red eyes and the animatronics, I think this looks probably as good as it could.
Yep. hmm Yeah, I do think my only hope for it is that it's not heavy on the gore, just because that's never been a part of FNAF.
Yeah, I don't think this is going for an R rating. I think this is probably going for a PG-13.
I think
Like
that's appropriate considering the series. Right.
you can,
Not every horror needs to be R-rated, right? It's okay to
yeah,
have a horror movie that's not heavy on the gore, you know.
yeah. I mean, you could still get pretty far into PG-13. Like they could do something like FNAF 1's death, where a guy's eyeball pops out of the suit. They can go that far.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's like
I don't want them to go much further than that, honestly.
yeah, I'm just saying like FNAF's like style of horror, right? It's a lot more kid-friendly overall, and it's a lot less gore
Almost
focused,
accidentally. I mean, the kid-friendly stuff was accidental.
Definitely, yeah.
And they've
I
kind of
agree,
leaned
yeah.
into it. And they've leaned into it over time now, like stuff like Security Breach.
Oh,
But
for sure. I think it's fine.
yeah.
I think the only issue is like all the imitators that have followed afterwards.
Garten of Banban and Poppy's Playtime and
Yeah.
jeez, Poppy's Playtime. I was at like County Fair a few months back. There's so much Poppy's Playtime stuff there. Like every single booth had bootleg Poppy's Playtime merch.
That's crazy.
And Cuphead. Cuphead's fucking huge among little kids as well.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like when like putting it into perspective. Like you don't think about that.
At least, you know, the Cuphead is high quality product. You know, it's not Poppy's
Yeah,
Playtime.
Cuphead's good. Yeah,
You know, so that's fine. Makes sense.
Poppy's Playtime though. Why is that big?
Yeah, I don't know. At least Baldi's Basis was a shit post, but that also got a shit ton of merchandise too.
Yeah, the shit post where they realized, oh, we can make money.
Yeah.
It's
actually insane what happened with Baldi's Basics, because it is just such a shit post.
It's a game. Yes, you just do basic math and run from like a JPEG.
So fucking stupid. Yeah.
What if this FNAF movie ends up like PG, so like kids are getting into the theater? That's gonna be a nightmare to go. I don't want to see a horror movie of kids in the theater.
I mean, they're gonna be, but they're gonna be PG-13 because I'm pretty sure they'll let kids under 13 still into a PG-13 movie as long as their parents are there. You know?
Yeah, you can get into an R-rated film.
Yeah, because it's PG-13 with like you need to be either 13 years old or with a parent. Is how it is.
Yeah.
Where it's like PG, even if you don't have a parent, you could still get in.
Yeah.
You know? That's that sort of thing. It's just parental guidance is recommended, but it's not necessary.
Yeah.
And most PG movies are just G movies where they say a fucking poop joke.
Most PG-13 movies are G-rated where they just say fuck once.
No, usually it's just shit.
Okay, yeah.
And balls.
Balls?
Yeah.
Come on, you're allowed one fuck. You should always use that.
We haven't. They've only had one fuck in the entirety of the MCU, and that's with the new, fucking. What's the one? Guardians 3.
That's surprising to me. I feel like one of the Iron Man movies, he had to have said it once. Come on, really? Like maybe like they start to say it, like they bleep it out, like you know, with like a sound, like diegetic sound. Like they pull that stuff a lot. You can get away with that.
I can't remember.
Someone's got to have said fuck.
According to the news articles, they have not.
Yeah.
Anywho. Do you want to do the next thing?
Yep.
Okay. So
now we're just getting into full-on VR.
Yeah, this is where they get the VR segments, and the first up was the Resident Evil 4 VR. It says it's just VR mode, so it seems just like a add-on to.
Yeah, like remake. 7 had, or it's just another way to play the game.
Yeah, which is surprising because you think with VR it would completely rework the entire game to work with it. So you'd think it would be a standalone release and not
I assume they were doing something like 7, where they were designing the remake in mind with VR. Like, we're going to be doing VR support. Let's just, design the game to be ready for that.
Yeah, that's probably what they did. Especially since they also had the original Resident Evil 4 VR.
Yeah, it's weird that was so soon.
So now we have Resident Evil 4 and its 12 billion re-releases. Yes. And we have Resident Evil 4 VR. And then we have the Resident Evil 4 Remake. And we have Resident Evil 4 Remake VR.
Yeah, so we're not hurting for Resident Evil 4.
No.
We never were, but... I still need to play 4 Remake, but I still need to play 3 Remakes too, so...
Yeah.
I haven't been too excited for 4 Remake, even if everyone I've seen play it has said, yeah, it's Resident Evil 4 again, so it's still a 10 out of 10. But also, I've played Resident Evil 4, 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the next one?
Yeah, Arizona Sunshine 2.
Yeah.
Arizona Sunshine's one of those VR games that I think everyone I actually don't own it, but everyone that I've seen that buys a VR, this is just one of the games you buy.
Right.
Because it's one of the pretty good shooters that's out there.
Yeah.
And I think this looks like more of the same, but bigger budget.
Right. To me, it just kind of looks like another, generic zombie game, but in VR.
Yeah. Hey, but in VR goes a while, though.
That's fair.
Because there's still not a ton of good VR games.
Yeah. Although it seems like, in terms of VR, a lot of it is zombie shit. When you really think about it, right? It's like all the Resident Evil games, zombie shit.
Yeah.
This, zombie shit.
There was a Walking Dead game.
That was zombie stuff.
Technically Half-Life Alyx.
Half-Life Alyx, yep, that's what I was gonna say. More zombie stuff. Right? The only ones that's not zombie stuff is Beat Saber.
Zombies, they work well in VR because it's a slow-moving enemy and people are getting used to the controls. That's... that actually, the slow-moving part is also why Super Hot is such a good game to introduce people to VR, because they don't have to have any sort of reaction time whatsoever.
Yep. Yeah, the next one...
Yeah, it's Crossfire Sierra Squad. Is there another game called Crossfire or something?
I'm pretty sure there is.
Okay. This looks like Pavlov or Ready or Not, one of those kind of...
Yeah, Tarvok.
Tactical.
Yeah, but in VR.
Yeah. I don't know.
It looks interesting, just because it's in VR,
Yeah, but we've had a few other games like this. Like I said, Pavlov or Ready or Not kind of already did this already.
I mean, okay, is this multiplayer or is this single player? I couldn't tell.
I actually can't tell now. Now that you put it out, I wasn't thinking about that.
Because I was is this a multiplayer VR game? I guess it's single player, right?
I'm going to assume single player. So, yeah.
But I remember watching this first and thinking, okay, it's multiplayer shooter.
Yeah, but now you've actually pointed it out, I can't tell.
Now that I'm looking at back, though, I'm like, no, wait, this is obviously...
Yeah,
right?
the enemies are too scripted, yeah.
Yeah.
And these are all corridors, yeah, so this is single player. So, okay, it actually does make it stand out slightly for me, because I was thinking more of the multiplayer kind of type ones.
Yeah. Right, unless it is multiplayer, and it's just scripted like this, because it's a trailer.
Maybe.
Because, I don't know.
Yeah, fuck, these fucking trailers.
I mean, it looks like the guy breaking through the wall at the end of the trailer looks like I don't know if that's a tough enemy or if that's a teammate.
He had red eyes. Who knows?
Yeah, but who knows? That doesn't mean anything.
This next one's Synapse. This looks pretty cool.
I'm not done talking about this yet.
Yeah, more
I want to talk about the movement because with these types of games, I'm always like looking at the trailers and looking them walk around and stuff. I'm just thinking, it's like, how does that work in real life? How am I walking around like that?
Usually, I mean,
if it's
there's a
moving
two
the
ways.
joystick and I'm just getting motion sickness, is that how we're doing it?
That's kind of, I think a lot of people have just gotten used to motion sickness at this point.
Yeah.
It is something you kind of get the legs for after playing for a while. Like, I was pretty bad at first, but last time I played Half-Life Alyx, I just played a joystick. I didn't need teleporting at all.
Okay.
Like, it's the kind of thing you just kind of get legs for. Like, I mean, it was the big era with like late PS2, early PS3, where like a lot of developers didn't want to do controllable cameras just because that gave people motion sickness, and that's like crazy to think about now. But
that is crazy to think about because I don't think that's ever true. I think that was just Kojima's
ton of Japanese
problem.
devs. Not just Kojima's, a ton of Japanese devs I know just like almost refuse to do controllable cameras just because there was just
weird.
Just a lot of people just got motion sickness from it for a while.
That's weird because, like, Mario 64 and Zelda had controllable cameras.
They do, but not. They had like, not like you can't like. It's not like a smooth camera. Any of those. It's kind of like a snap camera.
Yeah, but because they didn't have a second joystick.
Yeah.
So that was all they could do.
Yeah. And then you start getting to like actual late PS2 where people start realizing, oh, DualShock actually is great for camera controls, and that kind of smooth movement of it, I can see that, especially with like stuff like motion blur.
Right.
Like that would be like, oh.
And motion blur sucks. Anyway, yeah. What was the next VR thing?
Synapse. This looks cool. Looks like a sort of shooter, but you can use your other hand to pick up stuff from a distance and move it around, including enemies.
Right. Yeah, this was definitely, I was getting like Half-Life Alyx vibes from it.
Where it's using VR and physics in cool ways, so yeah.
Yeah.
Doing cool shit with your hands is the entire appeal of VR. Like, you can pick up enemies and throw them at other enemies. That's great. I want that.
Yeah, definitely. I agree on that.
Yeah. That's the thing, like, VR is like just like 3 good games. Like, there's a lot of cool, like, tech demos, but aside from, like, Half-Life Alyx, there's, like, nothing that really feels like a real game.
I think an issue with VR is that there's too many that are trying to just be regular games, but in VR. And sometimes those can work, depending on the genre.
Like, yeah, right? Resi 4 was great, because that's just a shooter. Like that.
Right, VR shooters, they seem to work pretty well. Obviously, you have to change a lot of things. Like, I'm looking at this, and the movement is so quick.
Yeah.
He's walking around so fast, but, like, it's hard to do good movement in VR because, the motion sickness element and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
things where you stand still more, like ultra hot. Not ultra hot. Super hot.
Oh man, imagine Ultra Kill VR. That would fucking
ultra hot.
Is that a mod yet? Where it's just Ultra Kill, but if you stand still, like everything freezes? That'd be sick.
I would not be surprised in the slightest if that does exist.
Yeah.
That sounds like something
actually, Ultra Kill VR is almost possible because I know New Blood just did a medieval VR. So, Ultra Kill VR is probably going to happen someday.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck. Imagine that. I need to play some more like the experimental stuff, like VR stuff like Moss, where it's like, how about we try something that's not a first-person shooter?
yeah, I think that's an issue. It's like everything is either very unique and failure or unique success or a first-person shooter.
Yes.
Right? So it's like you got Beat Saber over here, which is the next game after this, which is, it's Beat Saber. But like Beat Saber works because it's unique, it's different. It's a new take on the rhythm game genre that you can only do in VR, Yeah. It stands out against the crowd, against other rhythm games, while still being similar to them, but also being a new, unique VR experience,
Yeah, it's fun. It's also one of those good tech demo games you can kind of give to anyone. It's like a Wii Sports of VR almost. You can kind of give it to anyone and they'll figure it out.
Because it's basically just DDR, but with your hands.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Instead of your feet. So if you have good hand-eye coordination, you can rock the Beat Saber. You got good feet-eye coordination, you can rock the DDR.
Now you play both at once. When are we going to get, like, the crossover?
I'm pretty sure that exists.
I wish we could get more games. Like, I really loved playing Myst in VR. That was great. Like, I want more, like, kind of, like, adventure games. Like, where it's just, the spectacles.
Adventure games, like walking simulators and stuff like that, I think could work good for VR.
Yeah, it's just, everyone's just doing shooters. And shooters are fun, but, it's
like, is there a VR port of Witness?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it feels like something that could work.
That could work, yeah. But VR is cool, but I feel like it's already like hitting that like becoming super niche again mark because Oculus 2, like that, the Oculus Quest 2, that was like, I don't know, Facebook suddenly became like good at their jobs and realized, oh, if we sell this like really cheap, people will like actually get into VR.
Yeah.
And like, but now there's like all the new ones are just like $700 ones again.
Yeah.
It's like,
honestly,
no.
What it feels like the place for VR is like in the arcade, kind of like how light gun games and DDR is for the arcades,
Mm-hmm.
Where it's a type of thing that's really is more suited for that setting. The problem is arcades are just dead.
And I don't want to put a VR headset and spend someone else's face on my face.
Exactly. You got to worry about pink eye incidents,
Yeah.
You don't really worry about getting someone else's foot fungus when playing DDR. Presumably they're wearing shoes inside of a building because shirt and shoes are required.
They don't let hippies play DDR.
Right? You can play DDR without pants, but shirt and shoes are required.
Don't play DDR without pants. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Actually, I have people play DDR in big dresses, and that's always funny to watch. So maybe do play it without pants.
Yeah. If you're not playing DDR in full Toho cosplay, you're not fucking playing it right.
Exactly.
Someone else's foot fungus in your DDR pad. It might be what you get.
But luckily he's wearing boots, but that's even worse.
I
love chills.
I fucking love the but that's even worse fucking
Separaeth. Final Fantasy 7.
I think this is our best podcast ever.
Is it? What?
I think this is, no one's gonna watch it. Sad. Because it's already over 2 hours long.
But
Sag.
Would you like to move on from the virtual realities?
Yeah.
To our next game.
Right. It's Marathon, right?
Which is apparently a remake of like a 90s shooter that I think Bungie did.
So, I don't know anything about the original.
I didn't even know it existed, and I'm pretty in the zone of like 90s 2.5D shooters, and I've somehow never heard of it.
I never heard of it either. I don't think it's a remake, I just think it's a new entry with the same name.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I believe this is multiplayer only as well, yeah.
Yes, and they said it's an extraction shooter.
Yes, I heard about that.
Extraction shooter is?
Yes, I heard an explanation. It's like a battle royale where you're dropped in and you collect stuff, but it's not about killing all the other players. It's about helping working together to escape. Yeah, it's working together to escape with the stuff you collect.
Right.
So you drop in, you get your loot, and you try and get the fuck out of there. So sure,
yeah, that's the thing I heard about it too.
Yeah.
So it's effectively Fortnite, but instead of Battle Royale, it's just collect the loot and then leave without fighting.
That sounds so boring the way you say it. Collect the loot and leave.
Don't
Walk
do
away.
anything with the loot. Just keep it on you.
The gadget. Oh man, I found a chug jug. Oh, well, what are you gonna use it for? Nothing.
I guess it's like high score based. You want to collect the most loot.
Well, no, I think it's very difficult to get out. It's like I think there's like.
I mean, if it was high score based, where you want to collect the most loot and escape, and you're competing over it, and you're killing each other to steal their loot.
Okay.
That could be fun, I guess.
I don't know. This is one of those games that's like, oh, show me a whole
where
map.
It's like, where the idea is like, it's not the last man standing, right? Multiple people will be able to escape, but whoever has the most loot who did escape will win.
Okay, yeah.
But if you had the most loot on you, but you didn't escape and you died before you escaped, or time ran out before you escaped, then you still lose, Yeah. It's kind of like a lowest percent run. Doesn't matter if you took an extra 3 hours to beat the game, if you collected one less collectible.
Yeah.
The silliest type of speedruns. Have you ever heard about the Twilight Princess lowest percent run?
I have not ever seen that.
So there's a glitch in Twilight Princess where if you stare at a ruby, just stare at any item, Link will progressively move backwards by like a quarter of a centimeter for every minute. So in order to collect one less key in the run, they have Link collect a red rupee. Or no, it's a blue rupee, while standing next to a gate.
Oh my god!
Wait 2 hours for him to clip through the gate in the blue rupee cutscene, where it's like, you found a blue rupee. It's worth 5 rupees. Which you mind only happens if it's the first blue rupee you've ever picked up.
Yeah, so it's probably like you have to dodge them for hours, I assume.
No. The clip is actually very early in the game.
Okay.
And then you do the rest of the speedrun strats where you clip into the end of the game.
What is up with Zelda speedrunners? You ever watch the Ocarina of Time world record where they're they get the thing in a bottle and they drop it and then somehow they're fighting Ganon? It's like, how do they figure that out?
Yeah.
Arbitrary code execution of a bottle.
Yeah. But from what I've heard of so-called die-hard marathon fans who apparently exist, I've never heard of this game in my life, but apparently there are diehard fans of it. They are not happy about this new entry, even though it's the first new thing they've seen in 30 years.
Yeah. Look it up. Your game was a Mac exclusive. Be happy for anything you get. Original one. It was a Mac game.
To be fair, if I loved an old game that never got any sequels ever, for it to be revived out of fucking nowhere, only for it to be a battle royale that shares no connection to the original title at all, I would probably be a little, what the fuck is this? Why are you bastardizing my beloved game by stealing its
Marathon
name
from 1994?
Yeah, my beloved game, and pissing on its corpse. What the...
But I got nothing to say about Marathon. I didn't even know the series exists.
That's another thing I have to say about this trailer, right? Right? This trailer gave me fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. I didn't know jack shit about anything that happened in this trailer at all.
Are they banking on the name that no one's ever heard of?
I hope not. This trailer gave me no information. If it wasn't for the articles they released afterwards that I read up on and shit, I would know nothing about this game. I wouldn't know it was a battle royale. I wouldn't have even known it was.
See, this is why
you need because it showed off a guy with a gun.
We need an E3 show where an awkward guy comes on stage. It's like Marathon. It's game where
it's an extraction shooter.
Yeah,
I have to
just
explain what that is because it's a made-up fucking genre that hasn't existed until now.
Yeah, only Kojima can get away with that.
Yeah.
A Strand type game.
Yeah, apparently you shoot people with guns and then they turn into cum.
Yes.
That's what it looks like in the trailer. You got like people and they turn into cum and blue sauce. Not to be confused with pink sauce. It's
Not
the
yeah, the
Teletubbies.
That's the stuff the Teletubbies have, the pink sauce.
Yeah. And also, I guess grocery stores now have that pink sauce.
They sell it to McDonald's, the pink sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, but the blue sauce, that's the male equivalent. That's why it's also has cum.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Screw it. Destiny 2, the final shape.
Is this the last expansion for Destiny?
I laughed when they revealed the title, by the way, because it's like you see a big triangle, then it's like the final shape. It's like, oh, it's a triangle, I get it.
It's not even a hexagon.
That's not a real shape.
Okay, I might have pronounced it wrong, but it is a real thing.
I have nothing to say about Destiny 2, the final shape. You want to move on? Or are you trying to figure out what a hexagon is?
Okay, there's a hexagon, which is 6 sides. But there's also like another thing that has like hex in its name that's different.
Okay.
But it's like the thing with it, it's a math thing. It's a geometry thing. It's like it's a specific shape that has like no parallel lines or something like that.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh no, we don't need to educate.
No. I need no parallel sides. Quadrilaterals. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay. I don't know how you got there.
As a quadrilateral.
Okay. But
screw Destiny 2.
Destiny 2 to final shape. Screw it. This next one. Did you get anything out of this next one? I got nothing out of this next trailer. Concord?
Wait, I thought this was Gran Turismo.
What? Oh, sorry.
No,
we might be watching.
I think I skipped the trailer because I left it on. Wait. I'm so confused. What's happening? Okay, there's the
We're at Destiny 2.
And then it's Gran Turismo, right?
Was there Gran Turismo in this?
I'm looking at a Gran Turismo trailer right now.
Oh, sorry. It's not in my upload for some reason.
What do you mean there's no Gran Turismo in your upload?
I don't know. I'm watching the official GameSpot full presentation. It's not there.
Anyway, there was a new Gran Turismo game, but it didn't have a number entry. It just... No, wait. It's the movie. It's the Gran Turismo movie. Not a video game.
What? They're making a movie
based on a true story, only in theaters August.
Are you fucking with me?
Yes. The Gran Turismo movie.
Okay.
It's not... Okay, so... What it is, it's about a guy who plays a lot of Gran Turismo.
Okay.
That's it.
I think you're lying to me. I think it's real.
He plays a lot of Gran Turismo, and then a guy who actually drives real sports cars comes to his house and laughs at him and calls him a little whiny baby bitch.
Okay. Okay.
And then
then what?
And then it's like, oh, I bet I could drive a car too, And then they drive a car as well. I'm not making this up. That's what's in the trailer.
Did you get like a creepypasta upload? Like
that's what the movie's about. I'm not joking.
What's next? What are next?
PlayStation earbuds.
Oh yeah, fucking PlayStation they're trying to do a remote play again.
Yeah. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to make a bootleg Switch. However, it only works with Wi-Fi. So while trying to make a bootleg Switch, they accidentally made a bootleg Wii U.
Fuck, they did. Okay, this is like gonna suck. Like I've used PS4 remote play before. It sucks.
Yeah, this is gonna suck ass. It's not even like
so stupid.
You know what? You know what's the best part about this is gonna make the Wii U game tablet, right? And how everybody called that baby shit, right? It's gonna show just how good of a fucking controller the Wii U gamepad actually fucking was.
It's great. I think the gamepad's great. It's super comfortable. It's durable as fuck.
Dude, it's like when I went back to play Splatoon 1 just to play through the single player campaign on the Wii U, right? I was reminded by just how much fucking better the fucking gyro in Splatoon 1 was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the Joy-Cons are a huge downgrade. I like the Joy-Cons. Like, they're fun in concept. They're a huge downgrade in build quality.
Like, the same with the Pro Controller. The gyro is not as good in the Pro Controller, Splatoon 2 and 3, as it was in Splatoon 1. Like, it's actually kind of insane.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like dumb. This PlayStation Project Q, it's straight up dumb. Like, what are they thinking? Because it's like, oh, Switch and Steam Deck are huge. Let's do a portable one, but they don't want to do a PSP because Vita, like, flopped. So they're just gonna do this remote play, even though you can already do that on your phone.
It's a Wii U.
The PS5, I think, still has the remote play Wi-Fi feature on your phone. I can just plug a controller into my phone and do the same thing. I don't need
this one attaches to it.
I don't need that. Nobody needs that.
If I wanted to play a game on the toilet, right? I just wouldn't. Why would I risk giving myself hemorrhoids just so I could keep playing no video games? The no video games that are on the PS5. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to carry this out of my toilet, just stare at a blank screen because there's no video games. And then give myself a hemorrhoid because I'm playing no video games on the toilet? Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It do be like that sometimes.
We really do.
Anyway, final trailer, finally.
Oh, finally.
Yeah. So
it's Spider-Man 2.
Yes, it is Spider-Man 2. I thought, from the beginning of the trailer, I thought it was just, what's his fucking name? The hunter's name? What's his name?
Kraven.
I thought it was just going to be a Kraven game. I thought you were going to be able to play as Kraven and kill Spider-Man.
That would be too sick. Just run around as Kraven, like fucking throwing spears at people.
I thought you were gonna play as Kraven and then murder all the Spider-Man dudes and Spider-Man. I thought it was gonna be like, kill the Justice League, but not shit. But you play as Kraven and it's dope as fuck. That's what I was expecting.
It's great to see Kraven again. He hasn't been in anything in like 30 years.
Yeah, Kraven's fucking cool, so yeah.
I mean, I get why he hasn't been in shit, because he had the coolest ending ever. I think in the comics, his death was he managed to best Spider-Man, and then he just killed himself after that, because he's like, oh, I won. I'm gonna kill myself now. That's a great ending for Kraven.
He died in the most masculine way possible, riding a shark into an active volcano with 20 TNTs strapped to him.
Yes.
That was the one joke in Despicable Me 2 that was actually funny.
Oh, yeah, it was the second one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny, so I always think it's the first one.
Yeah. That joke is legitimately the only good part of that movie.
I haven't seen Despicable Me 2 since it came out in theaters, so I don't even remember a detail from it.
But you remember that joke?
I do remember that joke.
That joke was fucking funny.
actually talk about Spider-Man 2. Looks like some more Spider-Man.
Yeah, it looks
I
fun.
really like the symbiote combat looking fucking violent as hell. Like, I like when he slams someone in a wall and just kicks him like 50 times.
Yeah. At first, I was really surprised to see it this soon after we had just gotten the Miles Morales game, and Insomniac just also gave us Rift Apart, and they had already announced that they're working on a Wolverine game.
Miles Morales game was like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah, but still,
it was a PS5 launch title.
I mean, that's true, but still, I am surprised we're seeing this.
And apparently, Insomniac doesn't have like crunch culture.
Yeah, they got rid of it. They used to have it really bad back in the PS2 days.
Yeah,
right. They used to be really bad. They crunched on every single
there's a
game.
Fuckload of Ratchet games too, and they're really like impressive.
Yeah, but they definitely got better overall.
These Spider-Man games, I think they can make them pretty quickly because a lot of the map can be reused.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just reuse the exact same map, and that's what I was gonna say. Is like, but then when you factor in that they already have the entire map made and all the core mechanics, it makes sense that hey, all you need to do is make new missions.
I know they added Queens here. That wasn't in the other games, so we got some new stuff to the map. So you can go to Queens and not have anything to swing on.
Yeah, but like they're still reusing the entirety of the old map.
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
which I mean, Tears of the Kingdom just showed off how still impressive that can be. Like, it's still, yeah.
To be fair, Tears of the Kingdom adds like 2 additional maps.
Yeah, to be fair, it adds the depths. It's just like nearly the same size. Yeah,
same size. Yeah. But it makes sense.
It's a lot less.
It makes a lot of sense to, and is very, very justifiable to reuse the map in this case, though, because it's like, how are you gonna rework fucking New York? Right?
Yeah, where else is Spider-Man?
It's New York. You're not changing it. It only makes sense to reuse it. Not to remake the entirety of New York after you just made it would just be fucking stupid.
That would just be mean to the developers.
Yeah,
just executive coming into the room be like,
to not.
We gotta make New York again.
Yeah,
it's gotta be shinier.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I expected it to be a Craven game up until the point where the gameplay started. Because especially once he put on the symbiote suit, I was like, oh, okay, you're going to be Craven and you're going to kill Spider-Man while he's in the symbiote suit.
Like, oh, that'd be sick. Yeah.
And then it's like, at the gameplay started, I was like, oh, you just play Spider-Man again.
He just forgot Spider-Man 2 had been announced a year ago.
Did he announce this a year ago?
Yeah. It was a big announcement at the end of the State of Play. You saw Venom at the end?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember?
I don't remember that.
And then just finally see gameplay.
I don't remember that.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I did not know this was announced already.
No, yeah, this was like almost like it's been like a year since we've had known about this.
Anyway, this looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, still. I haven't played Spider-Man in PS4 since it came out. This made me want to go buy the Miles Morales game.
Yeah.
So
I haven't played any of the Spider-Man games. I'm just not a super big fan of a lot of the superhero type games. The closest thing to like a superhero game I've ever played is like Infamous, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's really just because Sucker Punch made it.
Yeah.
And nothing against any of these games. I don't care enough.
Spider-Man is still managed to remain cool.
That's true. Of all the superheroes, Spider-Man is the coolest.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, remember when Square Enix thought they could get in on this shit with their Avengers game?
Oh yeah. Oof. Big oof.
How do you fuck up an Avengers game?
Very easily, apparently.
And even had a pretty cool roster. Like in post updates, they added Black Panther and Spider-Man.
Yeah. To be fair,
and
making
this Marvel, that was a cool roster in
game,
that. They so fucked up.
To be fair, making a good Avengers game is a lot harder than making just a Spider-Man game. Because Spider-Man is like, okay, you got to worry about one superhero.
Yeah.
In this game, you're working with 20.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, how do you do that? It's you're working with a lot, and then they decided to make it like a weird live service game.
The live service game is what we called it.
Yeah, it didn't work on any level. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing fun about it. And if it's not fun at all, then why the fuck would anyone invest in a live service of something that's not fun?
Yeah.
You know, the live service, first and foremost, in order to work, they do in fact have to be fun. Like, I don't think live service games are inherently bad. I think they can be done right. You know,
Yeah, you play
but
TF2.
yeah,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of
TF2 is
risks
guilty of all the
involved.
sins.
Oh yeah, it is. But you know
But
why it's still better than everybody else?
it's fun.
It's fun. It's the most
That
fun
and
one
loot
could
boxes,
possibly
I
have.
actually I give a lot of leniency to loot boxes because trading exists.
Yeah,
So
exactly. You know,
even if it's unlikely, you can theoretically like just get most of the stuff you want, like with
yeah,
just spending the money to get a premium account. Just like, you
exactly.
spend 99
The
cents and
thing
you can
with like the loot boxes in like TF2 and CS:GO, right? They just are
yeah.
gambling, right? There's
Yeah.
no weird fake pseudo gambling like the other loot box bullshit has, where you're forced into gambling in order to get the shit you want. No, it's
Where
just you can buy the shit you want at full price, or you can gamble to try and get something you want. And it's
yeah,
just straight up is gambling. There's no pretense to it. It just is gambling.
pretty
You
much,
know?
yeah.
So at least I have more respect for it for being a literal casino and not a fake bullshit casino that will 100% fuck you over.
Yeah.
Always, you know?
Mm.
It's the least shitty iteration of loot boxes, is what I'm saying.
Yes. Like I said,
Just
trading goes a long way.
Because of the fact that trading exists so that you don't have to engage in the loot boxes in order
Yeah.
to get the stuff you want.
If you want it unusual, that's your own fault as well.
Yeah.
You can get really nice looking cosmetics for. You don't even need to play the game. You just got to trade. Like, it's just. But Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. It looks like more Spider-Man. It looks fine.
Looks fun. I want to play Miles Morales now. This is like, oh yeah, I forgot that game also came on PS4. I should buy that next time it's on sale.
Yep. Doing the symbiote suit is cool.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, this is a fun take on symbiote suit. Peter says stupid shit like, he's got big teeth. So do I.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like, you're gonna ask for a cookie with nuts in it.
So bad. I love it. I also like it slimy. I like the slimy look of the suit. It's fun.
Yeah. Hopefully they have some good dance emotes in this.
Yes.
Have they added the fucking Spider-Man 2 dance into Fortnite yet?
I don't know. They have like Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, I think.
Yeah, I know that.
But I don't know if they probably have. There's just so much shit in that game. I wouldn't even know.
There's fucking everything in Fortnite. It's like, you've made it as a
property. Yeah.
As a property if you're in Fortnite.
I know.
Fortnite has Luffy, right?
No, Luffy's not in it yet. No, I don't think.
Not.
My Hero Academia is though.
Yeah.
Because they added Detroit Smash as a gameplay mechanic, so you can get Detroit smashed by like John Wick while you're Goku trying to shoot him with the AR-15.
Yes, with Deku in
Fortnite,
it made the very funny racist Deku meme.
Yeah, hey, that's a classic meme. That's that one's aged like wine. It was racist green Naruto. But last Battle Pass literally had Attack on Titan characters for the Battle Pass. Did
they add any Titans that you can fight?
No, I don't think so, but they added the grappling hooks.
Oh, that's cool.
Don't worry, Dead by Daylight added Titans. I'm not joking. They added Titans to Dead by Daylight because
are they like full-size Titans, or are they just
sadly no? Titans? They just found the biggest killer and gave him a Titan costume. Second biggest killer. Nemesis is slightly larger, I think, but they can't give a fucking Attack on Titan costume in Nemesis.
Well, does he at least have a fucking like weird alternate win condition where he has like a special, like an ultimate ability where he just goes full size and then steps on the entire map and destroys it?
You know, I'm not sure. They might have added a Mori for that. They have like the Mori victory conditions where you just kill people. They might have added that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I haven't been back to Dead by Daylight. I'm waiting for... They get me back every like 2 years when they get a cool DLC.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man, he swings the webs. I don't know. I still gotta go play Miles Morales.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. Looks fine.
It looks good. That's a good one to end on for the Sony show.
Yeah.
I'm almost impressed that they ended on a pretty good thing.
Yeah. There really wasn't a lot of first party stuff.
What do you feel like consider Sony first party at this point, though?
Sony owned studios.
What is there?
Or at the very least, like very literal exclusives, you know?
Yeah.
Full on console exclusives. Not
I don't have
Xbox.
those. Those don't exist aside from like Spider-Man.
Yeah. I don't know. I know everybody likes to hate on exclusives, but you know, personally, I think they are overall beneficial to the industry.
Well, the thing is, Sony and Xbox exclusives are almost never actual, like, they're not like Sony didn't fund the game. They just or Microsoft, they just pay a licensing fee to keep it off the other console 90% of the time.
Well, I'm not talking about exclusives like that. I'm talking about like full on real first parties where they did fund the game, you know, like the God of Wars, like, you know, the Ratchet and Clanks, you know, like the Zeldas and the Marios.
Yeah,
first party shit.
I respect those, but those are like so like comparatively rare at this point.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it kind of feels like Spider-Man was the only one, wasn't it?
It might have been. I'm trying to like.
Oh well. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think overall this presentation was pretty good. There was a lot of cool stuff in there. You know, the Dragon's Dogma 2, that was really cool. Pretty much all the indie games looked dope.
Of course. Genuine surprises, like the Snake Eater remake. I did not see that coming in a million years.
Yeah, and the ports announcement for the Metal Gear Solid collection, that's really awesome too.
That accidentally the best announcement.
Yeah.
In the show. Finally, I get to own like a 4th copy.
Yeah. They even got Splatoon for straight people.
Oh my god!
Yeah. It was funny though because one of the color schemes for the foam stars was like blue and pink, but it was more like the cotton candy blue and pink.
Mm-hmm.
Which made me think of like, you know, both the trans flag, you know, and also cotton candy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it made me think of like you know, conservatives who complain about the woke mind virus looking at cotton candy and thinking this cotton candy is going to trans my children and this cotton candy.
Oh man, what do they think about cotton candy ice cream or it's like all the colors? Ooh.
Yeah. This rainbow sherbet is woke mind virus propaganda.
Remember the gender hippo?
No.
It was one of those gender reveal parties where they got a big watermelon full of colored liquid and fed it to a hippo. And then, like, the hippo would just drooling what color the gender would be.
That's so fucking stupid.
Bizarre. Not as bad as the people that set off bombs, though. And, like, caused, like, 15 injuries.
Straight people are insane. We just do drugs. And, you know, don't have children. Yeah, that was the PlayStation showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, still no games.
Yeah, still no games. Thanks for watching.
Oh my god. Watch out for that woke mind virus, guys.
Ah!
It's gonna turn you into the woke mob or something.
The woke mob. It's like they killed Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, it was too transhuman for them. What are Frankenstein's monster pronouns?
Did you know the director of Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein was openly gay in the 20s?
Not too surprising.
It seeps into the subtext of the movies a bit once you realize that.
Most good artists are gay. Just kind of how it is, you know?
Yeah, Oscar Wilde.
Yeah. As Da Vinci. Yeah.
Was Da Vinci gay?
Yep. I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm confusing him with like the other guy who is also gay.
They are like,
maybe it was Michelangelo.
They might have been just European.
Are they gay or European?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm thinking of Michelangelo. I don't know. The point is, one of them was
gay. They both drew dicks.
Yeah, one of them was gay. Whoever did the depiction of Jesus, that is renowned. The model for Jesus was actually their twink boyfriend.
Okay.
That's actually a true story, right? So all of the Christians, praying to Jesus, they're actually praying to like an old twink. Famous artist's twink boyfriend.
You know Hercules had a twink boyfriend?
Yes.
But he got stolen by mermaids.
Yes.
Straight mermaids stole him.
See, this is actually the first instance of the damsel in distress trope, was for heroes to rescue their twinks.
Is that true?
Yeah, women were so unimportant that they weren't worth rescuing.
Oh my god.
Now, if a woman was in trouble, you just ignored it. If your twink was in trouble, you went on an epic adventure to save his ass. This is how ancient societies worked. Everyone was bisexual back in the day. You had a wife for reproductive purposes only, and then you had your twink boyfriend who was your true lover.
Yeah, he puts up the ponytail. That was like a real thing. They would just put on a ponytail, like whoever, to signify who the bottom was. Because it wasn't gay unless you had a ponytail.
It was gay. They just didn't care.
Yeah.
Because they hadn't reversed yet. Because that was the whole point of the Dark Ages, right? Is that we bent back like 1,000 years. And culturally.
I actually read a thing. The term the Dark Ages doesn't actually come from like a cultural darkness. It just comes from the fact that we have very little primary sources. Like it's dark, like literally, like we just can't figure out like half the shit that happened.
Well, that's because it culturally declined to the point in which education was so bad that nobody was recording anything.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's where the actual
because of, I mean, yes, it's true, but it was because of the cultural aspect of it, because the things weren't documented because of the cultural regression.
Yeah. You didn't have anyone like Pliny.
Yeah. Which is why, after the Dark Ages comes the Renaissance, because we went back to the same level of shit we had during, Greece and Rome.
Yeah.
Because after the Crusades, they stole a bunch of technology from the Muslims.
Yeah, Islamic Golden Age was going great during the Dark Age. They were going inventing like algebra and stuff.
Yeah. 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 The point of the story is to dump your girlfriend, marry a twink.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story. Girls are out, twinks are in. It's hot twink summer, baby. That's how we're doing. This has nothing to do with PlayStation, but yeah.
Yeah, I was about to ask, are we still even recording?
We are. I needed to hit the 3-hour mark.
Shit, it's been 3 hours?
It's been a lot of fun. This is like the most fun I fucking had in like fucking a month.
But we hit the 3-hour mark then?
Yeah, we did.
Alright then, let's sign off.
Goodbye.
Farewell.